Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Sweet. Looks like it's working all right. Now I'm just gonna share the chat. Bear with me here if anybody's on. Hey guys, bear with me. I don't know who's on. There's probably like 2 people on. Let's see. And nobody's joined me on video chat yet, so I've been messing with trying to get OBS to help me stream to Facebook or to YouTube. I picked YouTube. Hold on one second. Picked YouTube because it was really easy to do off of OBS. I was going to see if I can stream it to Facebook, but it started getting a little complicated on tutorial on. I had to just I was running out of time, and I had to make like a Facebook content creator page in order to stream to it, at least from the directions I was looking at. I am trying to keep up with the chat and live stream, so if any of you guys have questions or anything. The fan, hopefully the fan's not too loud. Chat and live stream, so if any of you guys have questions or anything. So I currently have COVID, the one person that's watching, so kind of been dealing with that today. Just some mild symptoms, but you know. I wonder if I can I bring the, guess only for myself. I wish there was a way I could see the YouTube chat on Discord. That would be groovy. It's okay, I'll just deal with the secondary device, which is not bad. I wonder why the hearing chimes off my laptop. I don't know what that's about. Ooh, we up to 2 viewers. Well, the 2 people that are watching, I got my last thing I posted online was this Retaliator build, which is, to be honest, pretty basic on what the exterior, what a lot of people do with Retaliators. The difference in this is that it is a custom 3D printed ram and breech combined. It's like super solid for a 3D print, able to take pretty heavy spring load, and it's got a skirt seal and a 1.5-inch drain pipe, and slaps pretty hard. I mean, I down tuned it to 230. I mean, how often do you down tune a blaster to 230? I was trying to get it to close to 250, but I also know that the spring in it is a 28-inch spring that's kind of cut down, and it's pre-compressed even though it's cut down, so I know it'll be like, it'll have to settle after a little while, and it'll drop the FPS some. So I can always like go in and like add a spacer, I guess, in the stock point behind the spring, to even it out, maybe get it more tuned into towards 250. Firing demo, I don't know. It's not always the best. I'm on my laptop cam, which is honestly not that great. So should I just blow myself up on here? Because nobody else is on this chat. How do I? There we go. Where all my darts are. There's some darts here. Oh. So I was trying to get some people on. Everybody seems to be, dinner dates and plans, Friday night plans. I'm the only loser that's like immediately available. So here I am, learning darts and shooting them for one person, whoever that may be. It's so fun. As my other viewer, my wife, I wonder who's watching me. 4-hole darts. Let's see what she gets at. 4 darts in. Chronograph. What do I got here? 230.9. 236.4. This thing is so gnarly sounding. I love it. 236.4 repeat. And 4th shot. Man, this thing is consistent. 240. Nice. So, let me show y'all. I guess the FPS readings. Oh, 1, 2. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's probably blurry. The focus on my 720p laptop camera is not the best. But, yeah. I'd say that is rock solid for a Retaliator build. Anyways. Oh, wow. I lost my one viewer. I'm just talking by myself, which is fine. I guess I'll look for some stuff to work on. If anybody drops in, say hello. I guess. Not that there's anybody to hear that request. Let's see, maybe I'll share this stream to Nerf OBS. Let's see, Facebook. So, just waiting on people. It's a lot of fun. Oh, that was my YouTube. Hey guys, I don't know who's on. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. I'm guessing you can hear me okay. Check my audio. It seems like it's working. Yes. Sorry if this has been kind of uneventful so far, guys. Yeah, so it seems like I'm losing out to the Out of Darts live stream chat. Maybe I should just go to that. Who's on? Hey, Jade.
Hey, is it working?
It's working. It's on my YouTube. Yeah. It looks like it's. Of course, it's got the normal 1 minute delay on YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
so we're live right now.
We're live
That's
right
awesome.
now. Yeah. Because I just was like, it's kind of like a tech rabbit hole I'm going down. So I'm like, whatever. It doesn't have to be all formal, you know. So I just started to just set it up, but apparently I'm losing out. Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching the Outer Darts video right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe some people will drop in after that. So. But yeah, you been up to anything? Just being busy building blasters, I guess.
Yeah, extremely busy. I built like 6 or 7 Meganators yesterday, and got some new stuff coming down the pipes too. But trying to take it easy. I'm turning 23 this week, so I'm enjoying it a little bit too.
The big 2-3. I turned 45
I
in
know.
November.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I'm getting up there a little bit, but it's okay. I still feel young at heart. I was messing with this. This is my new baby. This revamped Retaliator mod. Basically internals is what I did to it. You might have seen it. I posted, blasted it everywhere in posts, but it's got like a 1.5-inch brass drain pipe in it for the plunger tube. And I don't know if you remember, there was like these guys that made parts called Mod Bros. They kind of went away because I think their stuff was like really not easy mods to do. So there were a lot of complaints basically when people weren't able to make them happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like a revamped version of an old design that they used to try to sell on Etsy, but it's like revamped and easier to do because there's more 3D print involved. Basically, this 3D ram, pusher ram in here has a guide, ram, and it's the pusher all in one, and it's a big solid round piece that you screw the priming arms right into, and it's. Man, I tuned it down to hitting 230s and 240, and there's not too many times where I tuned down a blaster to hit that. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's not caliber and air volume. It's probably like 85 cc's, but there's a cut down 28 end spring in it, and it's really humming.
Wow. It looks sweet. I've always liked that platform. I have like 7 or 8 of those in the other room that I gotta like finish up. I just like do everything in bulk nowadays, and it's a little exhausting.
Well, Retaliator is the only thing that doesn't make me excited. Is if you're gonna do XPT, is so much shaving on the inside of the blaster. It's not a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I have some workers sent me like a bunch of blemish prophecies, which are awesome.
Yeah, because those will fit. You don't have to do or minimal shaving in those for an XPT.
Um, yeah, you gotta like clip out some stuff, but then it's good.
Somebody said they can't hear me as well on the feed. Let me turn my mic up, I guess. I was afraid of being too loud and causing feedback. Yeah, luckily I had already installed one of those worker XPTs in there, so there's more than enough room just to stick that drain pipe in there. I actually had to wrap some electrical tape around it because the plastic XPT is a little thicker, and I actually had more room than I needed, so I had to put a little.
Can you link the YouTube video in the actual chat that we have?
Probably. Let me see. Wait,
Actually, I
in
can
the Discord chat, or
yeah, no, I can just find it. I got it right here.
it's pretty easy.
I just want to see how bad the delay is.
It's probably like about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, something like that. I can't remember.
Oh
I
wow, we
tried to
got
cut
a
it out
whole
earlier.
11 people.
Yeah, I guess people are starting to drop in.
All right, I just want to be able to interact
Yeah, right. So
with
you can
comments.
see if anybody's saying anything. If any of you guys have any questions for Phonedemic, now's the time, because there's like nobody else on. Oh, Stephen Shelton's on. That's cool. Stephen Shelton is local to here, Jade. He runs a group in Fredericksburg, Virginia, that just got started this past year, and he's having like really rapid growth that I'm really jealous of. I feel like he's got the venues. The thing is, he's making good connections on venues and really doing a good job growing that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I need to make it up to one of his events because they've been doing like indoor like soccer places or something, and he's got some big venue downtown that he got permission to do downtown Fredericksburg or something like that. So that's going to be open, like the public's going to see that. So that's kind of cool.
You know, I've been doing actually exclusively indoor games. The town like shut down my wars that I was hosting because like I don't know, somebody complained and like then they tried to like permit us or whatever. It's just like one whole big problem. So I've been only doing indoor recently, but we're hopefully going to be starting back up again.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's all predicated on what your community's like and what they're. Plus, if you're like dressed a certain way or this or that, there's so many people that are like not very accepting.
We always play secluded. We just like had a scheduling like miscommunication where like they really needed that parking lot on that one specific day and they were really upset that we were there. It's all good though. I'm sure we'll get it sorted.
Hey, David
Also, like
Carroll.
indoor
Sorry.
is just so much fun.
It is. I do like distance engagement that the outdoor brings. I guess if you have a big indoor area, it may be different.
We have a huge indoor area. Like I have a partnership with this indoor airsoft arena, and just dude, gaming inside on like a legit course is so fun.
And there's air conditioning.
Um,
Somewhat.
there there is not as much air conditioning as I would like, but you
Better
know,
than the
we
summer
come
heat.
out of there. We play really, really, really hard. Sometimes they'll mesh us with the airsoft people too. So like, you know, it's a lot of intenseness. It's like the maximum intensity that I could probably handle, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah, the only time I've played indoors is like at a church or something, and it was kind of cool because they let us have roam. I mean, it was a big church. It's not a church I went to. It's like another friend was hosting an event, and it was they
Oh,
had it.
David's here. Hi, David. Thanks
You
for
know, David.
watching. He's a local player.
Oh, right on David Carroll. Sweet. And I think who's Arc Archin 8 Industries. Is that Louis? Who is that? I
Um,
feel like I'm supposed to know who that is, and it's just when everybody has different tags, I don't remember who they are.
yeah, there's so many people now.
Yeah.
I'm actually like super blessed. Somebody reached out to me on my channel the other day to like send me one of their prototype blasters, so I get to review it. I'm really excited about that.
Oh,
But
sweet.
I didn't even hear about them beforehand really that much.
That's awesome. See, that's how you're bigger than me. I have to, if I'm going to review a blaster, I have to go and purchase it. Just joking. Foam Armory. Hey, Danny.
Um,
Oh, there's another local
it's
Ballistic Foam Armory.
it's interesting, definitely.
Oh,
I did a
it
review
was.
today, I think. Yeah, I'm also starting to have some problems hearing you, Danny.
Oh, really? Can you
It's
hear me
just a
right
little
now?
choppy,
It's a little choppy.
but it might be because I'm streaming. Like I'm also watching the stream. Like it's paused, but I'm
Yeah.
also watching it.
It might be a little iffy. I'm gonna see if I can. Right now, I'm doing it on my wife's laptop for work because I don't actually have a PC built for myself. So I guess I'll find something cheap and throw a PC together. Um, Gyroscope said he had an old i7 processor with some RAM in it. He's not using. I just need a hard drive and stuff. And I got to install Windows or something. Ballistic Foam Armory. That is Chef Wes. He's local to me. He helps run a group in Virginia Beach. So hello, Ballistic Foam Armory. He also has a YouTube channel, and he loves all anything 3D printed springers, kind of like you, Jade. But he's a big fan of all the stuff from Silly Butts. Um, that's what I noticed. He's always printing something from a prototype or something new from Silly Butts. Um, which I really like all
Yeah.
those designs. Those designs are kind of neat.
You know, it just occurred to me recently, like the sheer number of 3D printed blasters that I use and make simply because I'm so used to just like plastic shells and stuff like that. And I still feel like I use a lot of shelled, like original modded blasters, but I
Uh-huh.
just simply don't. Everything I run is 3D printed, and
Yeah.
it's actually I have a wrecked jury now, which I really like, and that's
I
technically
saw.
not 3D printed, but it's basically 3D printed.
Yeah, I saw your review on it. My only thing is just CO2. I know they're inexpensive, but I don't know. I'm just so used to lipos and springers. Not that
I
I'm
just
against
get
it.
my CO2 for free because like the airsoft people like me, so I can't even really like I can't complain at
Yeah.
all. I don't have to like buy the CO2. They just kind of like throw canisters at me.
Oh,
But
sweet. Well,
for what
see,
it's
then that's
worth,
cool.
yeah, exactly. And it's just like it's just such a good little blaster. I really want to get some. I want to paint a pair of them and then have them like bolstered under my arms.
Oh, let's see.
Ballistic wants to join the stream.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it. I just want to make sure, sometimes we have. I feel like when I'm talking to all the people in the community, sometimes it feels like you're working with Democrats and Republicans, if you know what I mean. Well, I don't know who gets along with who. I hate
I
to
mean, like,
like
I think it basically really does come down to Democrats and Republicans
it
sometimes.
starts
With
it
the
starts feeling. I mean, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just miscommunication that went awry. Both parties could be at fault. It's just things happen. I
yeah,
try not to judge anybody on one moment. I always think that everybody's allowed bad moments, and solutions are always the key to good communication, not just concentrating on a problem. You know, um,
yeah, absolutely.
but I
I'm
know.
like that with like the LGBTQ community too. Like it's all about learning and re-educating and stuff like that. And maybe like things were just misread or misunderstood or misheard or somebody had like a momentary lapse of judgment. Everybody gets many chances.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe add Chef West. I know. I think there's been stuff where he may have not have gotten along with Gyroscope. I'm not sure, but everybody play nice, okay? Or you just get booted. I don't know.
Who's Jericho? I don't even know who this is.
He plays a lot in Southern Maryland, House of Nerf, and he hangs out with a lot of the Maryland guys. He's actually local to me, but we've just never really been able to grow anything locally, to be honest. Just because pandemic kind of killed it. So he goes up north to all the games with DMV, Nerf Herders, and all of the guys up in Maryland. I'm sure you know a few of them or those groups.
I'm just looking at his channel real quick, and then like one of his popular videos is why Nerf is awesome and why I left the furry fandom. I kind of love that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Actually, he was big into the whole furry fandom stuff. That's when I met him. He was also into Nerf at the same time. Let me see.
They kind of met.
I gotta switch back to Discord. Actually, let me see. I guess I can message.
Oh yeah, I'm getting yelled at in my DMs. Everybody has to know that I am loaning a wrecked jury from Cam, and he's pretty mad at me. But no, Cam, we love you, and I will definitely buy my own very soon. But yeah, we'll have to do a big CO2 order so that everybody in our group has them.
Sorry, I'm like trying to get hey, Ballistic Foam Armory. So I'm gonna go into your Discord, I guess, for your group. Oh no, I guess that drops me out of that, huh? Oh, I can't do that way. Well, that doesn't work, so I'm on the Discord streaming. I will drop a Discord link on your Facebook page, I guess.
Oh, me?
No, since we're on Discord streaming and
I'm trying to figure out what it looks like. It looks like I've been kicked, but I don't actually think I have been.
Okay, I tried to switch to a different Discord channel. I forgot I was streaming on Discord on the laptop, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see it now. We're good.
Yeah,
Cam, can you share this video with the local people? We're up to like 17 people now, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow! People got bored of the Out of Darts video. RVA Nerf. I think that's their group. Oh no, HRNC. Okay, I dropped the link. Ballistic Foam Armory. I dropped a link in your Discord for your Hampton Roads Nerf Club in the events page.
If anybody has any questions for me while we have a bunch of people here. Oh, I think someone just joined.
Ballistic Foam Armory. I dropped a link in your Discord for your.
We all need to get like legitimate mics and stuff like that if we're gonna do this. If anybody has any questions for me while we have a bunch of people here.
I
think someone just joined.
Ballistic Foam Armory. I dropped a link in your. Hey Chef, can you? Discord for your.
We all need to get like legitimate mics and stuff like that if we're gonna do this. Yeah, if you could turn down your background noise or turn push to talk on, that would be great.
Who's got the kitty going off?
Yeah.
How you doing, Wes?
You gotta hold down that button to talk.
Am I still coming in real choppy on audio, Jade?
I'm like uploading a couple thousand photos to my drive right now, and streaming on YouTube and this, so I don't think it's you, honestly.
Oh, right on.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
How you doing, Wes?
good.
Are you working on any silly butts projects at the moment? I know you work on other things. You work on Talon Claws too. I've seen like the Slam Fire kit you put in one of your Talon Claws, but I know you love the silly butt stuff. So I didn't know if you had anything new you were working on.
Yes, I'm actually working on this slab.
The slab is what it's called? I don't think I've seen that one.
Is that the like the sledge fire one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have seen that one. I just forgot the name. I've seen the silly pistol, and then he has another one that's like, is it like sling fire primed, where it's like.
Oh, that's the like the Marius like get cuffed design. I don't know.
Yeah, it looked pretty gnarly, like the way the whole like plunger tube and everything actuated together in a big block when he primed the lever action. It was pretty crazy looking.
Yeah, you know, there are a couple blasters that have that kind of platform. There's the Chimera from Northeast Designs, and I think the Venturi also works like that, but it's pretty new on the lever action aspect.
Oh, so those the Chimera and stuff kind of does that too. Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing the whole body and the whole system move and the way it primes. It's very interesting. Not something I'm accustomed to. I don't have anything like that.
I wonder if they're gonna hate me if I share this around.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, I tested positive for COVID, so I've been kind of dragging today. I had so much more to try to set up and try to invite people and talk to people, but most of the afternoon I just was messing with OBS and trying to figure out why my audio. Success. Now I'm gonna try to figure out how to get it to stream to Facebook next. Is the next goal. We have an
Who's just feeling? Okay.
In and out.
I'm pretty sure that was Archinate. Archinate.
Louis.
Yeah, someone was trying to jump in.
It might have been Louis. Louis helps run the Lockdown HVZ online game that I participate in. It's pretty fun. So we do storyline and objectives, and right now I'm like some kind of like metamorph, like bigger version of some crazy dinosaur. So you have to hit like a 4-inch target or something, and you have to use like Mega XL ammo instead of regular ammo to be able to tag me. So, I like it. I like the little things that they come up with. So I'm just reading through the comments. So Jade, I'm really the blaster that you have sent it to me. I forgot the name of it.
It's right over there. It's in a box. But yeah, it's finally ready. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. that, I guess that's not something I've seen too much around. I guess it's a lot of prototypes that you got from this maker or designer. So I haven't really seen it around.
So it's a little bit more complicated than that. I'll just like give you a little bit of the backstory. So like the designer is Yoon 13, otherwise known as Aramatis, and they moved up here and came to one of my first wars, and we hit it off obviously, and then I ended up buying licensing from them, and just really haven't gotten around to releasing them. They're not really like a super high priority thing on my my list of stuff I have to do. They're not like super high FPS like a lot of my other stuff, so I've been kind of like sitting on them, putting them on the back burner for a little bit until I'm like a little bit more experienced with PETG. But they're a lot of fun. The primes are heavy, but they are like some of the most accurate blasters I've ever used in my entire life. They're insanely accurate.
Yeah, I think they're interesting. Very small, like a small medium, like form factor. They look pretty neat. I'm excited to like get it and probably do a little review on it. I've always told you my favorite though are your Talon Claw. The Talon Claw LTD, I think are my favorite. And that's just because it's my personal preference. I'm not a long boy fan, so I'm not into Worker Swifts or full-size calibers.
You know, I have actually I don't even think I don't have a personal caliber anymore. It's just too long. I'm like 5'8". Like I can't prime something that large, and the Talon Claw is just a really good size. I really like my pump skewer. That's like my go-to blaster, and then second to none is my Talon Claw. But even my Talon Claw is starting to get really long. It's longer than my indoor currently with the barrel and everything. So
yeah, I always think I'm gonna hit the barrel on something I don't want to when I'm running and hiding and ducking and stuff. I just feel like I'm gonna break it the longer the blaster is. Like that's my feeling on it. So
just like cornering gets to be really difficult the longer the blaster is, and especially if you're playing against flywheelers, you really want to be able to get those shots off just nice and quick.
So my wife is I've got to put on a show for my wife. Oh yeah, I shouldn't say this on camera, but I'm always pirating things. So and there's always a TV show on something I don't have service for. He's got an angry kitty.
Yeah, that's not my cat.
Oh, maybe
that's my cat.
West, your cat's angry. What episode she's on? What episode? If you guys have any questions for me, not that I have a lot of stuff going on. I got a handful of mods I've done that probably people seen, but the modding scene is so huge with garage modders that it's probably hard to even place whose mod is whose, to be honest, because I know I forget all the time. My big thing lately has been the whole the band blasters. I've been super into it before this Retaliator build, and I have another set to install. It's actually really cool. I mean, I talked about earlier, Jade, that I don't get free stuff, but I guess this is the one time I get free stuff. So my band blaster stuff took too long to ship, and when it did, he gave me a freebie then. But then I did some reviews for him, and always, talked well of the setup, mainly because it's a good setup. On any post he did, or anybody saying that it was too expensive, but he gave me another set for free, that I'm not gonna keep. Actually, I'm gonna do a build for a club mate that doesn't always have time or just, I don't know. He's just not a modder, you know, but he definitely likes to play.
Yeah, I feel
So
that.
I'm going to mod him up Sweet Strife or Rapid Strike or something that hits 200 FPS. He's happy. So I'm just gonna do it for free, since I'm, you know, pass on the good gesture of getting a freebie. But yeah, that's what's something I gotta work on.
There you go.
I got some stuff I can show off. It's not really nothing like running a shop, Jay, but you know, the little backyard garage modders, the junk modders, gotta show something off too. I got I don't know if y'all remember when those what's it called? Not the CETA, but the other blaster. It's like the CETA that was out. What is it? I'm forgetting the names and everything. Must be COVID.
Game Face.
Yeah, the Game Face Prime. They had the magazines on sale on Amazon for like $2 a piece or less. So, you know, I totally got 10 of them. And of course, I always keep the boxes so that I can make magazine holders with. There's like 9 of them in this thing.
Oh, there you go. That's genius.
Yeah, I love the junkyard modding because I'm like, it was a dump pouch I bought off of Phone Blast or something. I'm like, hey, if I put these boxes in here and tape them up, it fits right in there. My son's got like a similar setup with.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Talon claw. I mean, not Talon. With Talon boxes and Talon mags. I did find out that was kind of sad though. I wanted to use this. I thought I could stick talons in these boxes, but I forgot that katanas are so much skinnier than talons, and then the boxes are also skinnier, so talons will not fit in these katana-sized boxes. So this is a setup for just katanas. I mainly run talons. The only reason I bought them, of course, because I mean I couldn't pass up less than $2 or whatever it was.
I usually just try to stick with one magazine around, or like a life per se.
Definitely Talon mag. You know, that's Talon mag. The reason I bought it. But I couldn't pass up less than $2 or whatever it was.
I usually just try to stick with one magazine around, or like a life per se. I usually just try to stick with one magazine around, or like a life per se. Who is that?
A lot of background on your audio.
That's a lot of background on that one. I'm trying to figure.
Sorry, as soon as you turned on, I don't know if it's your YouTube audio, but I keep hearing us like a few seconds ago. That's a lot better.
Yeah, we all need mics.
Yeah, I need to get a proper mic. I know I had one like I haven't had a proper mic in a very long time. I think last time I had a mic, it was like for guitar playing that plugged up into my computer, but my wife, I think, sold it for like $20 at a garage sale. That was amazing. But even like, I don't know, if I had my Bluetooth headsets on or something, that might actually work better than this super cheap Logitech cam that I'm using.
Yeah, I don't know how good I sound, but I'm just using like a little headset or earbuds right now, so
Yeah.
I can hear
definitely
it.
get something.
Yes.
You know what? I wonder if I can grab some earbuds real quick. Ask somebody to bring them to me. This is what you have kids for, right? I'll try this channel first. Hey, can you bring me some direct wired headphones? I have some black ones. I don't remember if they're in the living room end table or if they were on my side of the bed in my room. They're like black ones. They're just regular direct wired ones. Can you bring them? Okay, love you. Thank you. Are you right?
Let's see. I guess I can tease
Don't feel pressured. I know I
something.
feel bad that, for the viewers, but at the same time, I'm like, I was just looking to hang out and talk, I'm gonna grab that.
Yeah,
I'll be right
we're
back.
still figuring it out, guys.
Yeah, I mean, of course, what would be ideal and what's planned for, futures when maybe I can get something where maybe there's, because we can't do interviews forever, you can't just keep meeting the same people, but maybe we can do something more about discussions about modding things that happen or gameplay types or, and actually announce it and have let everybody know what's going on. This has been so just by the seat of my pants, just like, hey, I'm off from work today. Who wants to do something online now? But yes, I hope it's going to be a little more structured in the future. So be able to work out. But I was so when Andrew told me that you told me you'd be on your own, but you started getting everybody else on. I was like, wow, I was just a guy just hanging out, talking to 3 people on my screen.
Yeah, well, they have like the Foamcast podcast that's also going on right now, I think. But they seem to be a little gatekeep. I don't want to say gatekeepy. They were picky with who they allowed in that podcast, and I like the format of this one better. We kind of just invite whoever, and anybody can come on, and that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that's the one thing I like about the hobby is that there's such a variety. The only time it's unfortunate is when people don't get along. But as far as the variety of things that people do and things that they do that I'm not even into, but I still appreciate, that's what I love about the hobby. I can appreciate something I'm not even doing that's still related to the hobby, and I think that's just such great diversity in something that you could be into. Versus,
yeah, the hobby sometimes feels really big, and then at the same time feels really small.
Yeah. As opposed to somebody who's racing RC cars, which is cool, or airsoft and all that other stuff. I feel like we cover so many grounds where it covers cosplay, performance,
Yeah, definitely. Projectile sports are pretty umbrella-ish. So, new Dart Zone.
Oh yeah,
What do you guys
good
think?
Good call. Talking about me.
Oh yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, so
any better?
I can hear you. We can hear you.
We got the Mark 1.2, which is just everything that the Mark 1.1 was bad at. It seems to be way better with a probably fully enclosed catch system, which will allow for better springs and stuff to be implemented. They got rid of the rattly takedown pins and all that kind of stuff. one thing I am concerned about is modability. They didn't really leave much to be improved upon, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Well, it's a bad thing for people like me, but a good thing for the general consumer. It's covered in rails. They look great. I'm excited to get one.
So have you seen internal pics already?
No. For
Okay.
legal reasons, no. But
okay, never. Yeah,
it
gotcha. No, heard.
it looks kind of like it's got an Aeon / like Jurassic Pro kind of thing going on there. You know how the Chronos has an internal catch, like it's internalized in its own piece.
Yeah.
Those are really good. And I'm hoping that this has that. I can neither confirm nor deny, and I may be totally wrong, but and then the Mark 2.1 also just is like absolutely phenomenal. They knocked it out of the park. Like they listened to the community, they saw the mods that people were doing, and they delivered in another amazing product that I'm definitely gonna buy.
So my take on him is not to be against like the majority enthusiasm for it, but I guess like my concern was the MK 1.2 is like you said, it's got that collapsible stock, so the whole spring system and everything's gonna be a little different. But I really hate the telescoping pusher. I really hate it. That's to me that's what causes all of the problems and all the, like you were talking about modability. That's the biggest problem in the modability, and
you know, I agree.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It could be fixed. I mean, the manufacturing, you know, like one of the mods I've seen that people do, like I did an expanded plunger tube mod on a striker, but you get rid of the telescoping pusher. You bring the plunger, you know, of course it helps if it's like a lipless, you know, I don't know if that's the separation. It may cost them more to produce a lipless ram into a plunger tube, but if they could just bring that plunger tube all the way up to the magwell, that would be glorious. Because then you have like long shot type air volume to play with no telescoping slot. And I think that would be so badass compared to, you know, a re-release or something where I'm sure there's like little improvements. I've heard that the Jurassic Pro seals a little better overall when you mod it compared to the other Dart Zone blasters. But
I mean, I think that's kind of suggestive on like how good you are at sealing your blasters. But I am interested to see what they're coming out with because the last two blasters that they've released have had non-circular shaped plunger tubes, and that's really interesting to me.
You said non-circular what?
The Jurassic Pro and the Mark II, their plunger tubes are actually ovals, not
Okay. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
not circles, which allows them to squeeze a little bit more potential energy out of that area in that shell, which is really interesting. And I assume that the 2.1 will have almost exactly the same internals as the Mark II, but I'm curious because the Mark 1.2 is very different. Like it looks very different.
Yeah.
It seems to have an entirely different setup in the back there, at least for spring retention, and it may potentially allow for like long shot stuff, like K18 drop-ins, just easier springs to handle without putting as much stress on like the key shell points.
Yeah, so far it's reminding me of like an Aeon Pro with a full pump kit on it and everything. Like
Yeah,
just
that's
the
what
full
it
works
looks like.
of everything. Like you got some cosmetic parts on there, and I mean, it kind of reminds me of like an awesome Aeon Pro build where everybody goes, "Hey, why didn't you just get a Nexus?" I was like, "Because he wants an Aeon Pro. That's why." Stop asking.
Yeah, I hear a lot of that on my pump action kit for the Jurassic, which I absolutely love because
Yeah.
everybody hates it.
I feel
Like, why don't
bad.
you just get
I
an
feel
extra?
bad. You got some bad, well, not bad comments, but people are. I think a couple that I saw were like, oh, "I don't like the way it looks" or something like that. But I'm like, I don't know. I like it, Jade. And if you're saying it's a solid build, I trust you.
I mean, I've used mine in a couple wars and stuff like that.
Uh huh.
It's just fun. Like, it's exactly how it functions exactly how it looks. It feels pretty solid.
How is the prime? Is it like really, really heavy?
No, not at all. It's very manageable. It's like it's just fun. I can't describe it any better. Besides, like you just feel like you're running the goofiest blaster ever, and it's like usable and good.
Yeah.
It's like it feels just like an Aeon, but like super fucking long for no reason. It's like so long.
Oh, hold on. Let me grab a really, really terrible Aeon Pro mod. Hold on 1 second.
Like add like 6 inches to that for no reason, and like the prime is just so far away. It's great for bigger people, and I want to do some more mods because I think that with the pump kit on, it makes the blaster just look a little bit more tactical and like something from like COD or maybe like CS:GO or not CS:GO, Battlefield or something like that. I just think it looks neat.
I was
Pretty happy with it.
I respect your opinion, of course, because it's your own personal opinion, but preference. But I was so sad when you didn't like the Conquest Pro. But I get it. You just it didn't feel good in your hands. But I was like, oh, that's like my favorite one, is the Conquest Pro.
Dude, it's just like it's a cool blaster. It's just those grips are so far back. Like, what were they doing? I actually have a really cool mod for the Conquest Pro that's gonna make it like super awesome. So, stay tuned for that. That's like a super long-term project, but I don't hate it. Just out of like the 4 options that you can get, essentially, like the 4, things that you can pick up at Walmart. It's the last one, and it's the one that I always see is like the shelves are always stocked full of them. Because like nobody really wants it.
They always have a lot of them. They really do. Like I just went to a Walmart and they have them on shelves that are nowhere near the blasters to try to get rid of them. So I'm actually waiting for them to see if they go on some kind of clearance, not just discount, and I'd probably grab one or two. Of course, then
the mag release is just abysmal. Like the mag release is horrible. If it pops that mag out,
you're right.
It'd be usable, but that mag release is really bad.
My mag release, to be honest, like I'd put an extension on my mag release, so I used like a Fire Strike type like priming handle part and like screwed it into the mag release so I could just pull it.
That might be better.
But at the same time,
that sounds like it would help.
My spring load on the mag release is actually pretty low, so to switch mags up, I can just yank them out, to be honest, out the back.
Yeah, so. Honestly, I'm surprised more companies aren't just going with, you can get these little, like, they're like spring-loaded ball heat set inserts that aren't, like, super expensive. The hatchet has 2 of them, and that's what it uses to retain the mag, and you just pop it in, and when the mag goes in, the ball is obviously depressed into their spring rest, and then they pop into the mag system, and it's just like way easier, friction fit, not really though. There's like an actual mechanical thing retaining that mag, and it just seems really, really efficient and really nice. Would have been way better if they put that on the Conquest Pro.
Oh, Louis asks, yeah, Louis, if you want to come on the stream, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was trying to stress test this feed to see if we can get up to, I don't know how many people we can have on Discord, like 8 or more. I don't know what the video chat splits up into. But yes, Louis, if you want to come on. You know the Discord, so hop on. The more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, the thing I liked about the Conquest, I guess for me, was when I was talking about the telescoping pusher, it doesn't have that because it's short dart dedicated. So getting it to seal where the pusher meets that plastic gate is actually super easy compared to
True, that's true.
working on parts where, I mean, I've been seeing those telescoping cones breaking, from people just either putting too much pressure underneath the O-rings trying to get it to seal, or doing heavy spring loads and it's just cracking under pressure.
Yeah, that's something interesting that I don't necessarily agree with. Like I think that everybody should be like modding their blasters and stuff like that. But if you're like blowing stuff out,
Yeah.
like
I always just laugh.
you might not want to do that. Like you might want to dial that back just a little bit, or get yourself like a Talon Claw or something that's like actually meant to handle
made for it.
Yeah.
the spring loads. Yeah, because like at that point if you're blowing stuff out, you're probably already spending quite a bit of money on this build. And you should probably just like buy something that's gonna be like just able to handle that from the beginning. There are like tons of really cheap options that can handle huge spring loads like that without it being an issue. And some of these I just like hate to see Dart Zone get bashed when they're like, oh, like my Nexus buffer tube is like snapping off. It's like, oh well, you have like a 300 FPS spacer in there, and you got like a 14-foot long spring. Of course, it's gonna not work.
Double springs. I hate double springs. You see them all the time.
Yeah, double springs.
Even
people
for
saying
power,
that you
I
can
find them
put
inconsistent.
K26 and
Yeah.
like I really like Captain Xavier's videos on his can I take a K26, but I wish he went into like yes, it might catch with a K26, but like, is it gonna last 100 shots?
Yeah,
like, maybe not with some of these things.
And it's cool for his show because at the time it was one of the most robust springs that you could get. But as I've modded throughout the years, it's like, how often do you use a K26 other than like a big boy blaster? Usually, like you run out of room for spring compression for it to catch. And really, for me, it fits in almost nothing. The most common one I probably use on just junkyard modding would probably be a K25, which fits into a lot of different things and has better compression room behind the catch so that it actually catches.
I agree. I'm liking the K25s more and more as of recent. A lot of my Caliburn builds have been, I want to say, spicy. The average blaster FPS that's leaving my shop is like 280 when it comes to Caliburns, and that's a really, really hot blaster.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm tempted to start putting. Did we lose the stream?
I think we lost Chef.
No.
I don't think we lost the stream.
I thought you might have just left the chat. It went like really quiet. I was like, oh man.
Who was Chef? He had a little background noise is gone. Sorry. But yeah, a really good way to increase your FPS is just either brassing it or increasing your seals. Like you don't always necessarily have to go with a spring upgrade. And like I hear people complaining. Like I'm sure you're gonna complain about the Prime on the Legacy. Like it's heavy and there's not a lot of purchase up front there. And that's another one of the main reasons why I don't really use the Aeon. It's just like after a while my wrist starts hurting from like top priming that. It's just a really heavy spring. And people are even upgrading that. It's like how are you comfortably handling that? Like it's way more fun to go to Nerf when like you're not like in pain after. Oh, is it gonna work? Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Nice.
Oh. I tried to make my own pump grip for this out of plastic pieces and what's it called? God, it must be the COVID. I can't remember simple words. And epoxy, and everybody warned me like you cannot epoxy a bunch of plastics and make a priming grip. And I was like, whatever. I'm not listening to you. I'm gonna do it. So I'm like drilling screws and epoxy, and so you probably can't pick it up. But there's a lot of little screws and stuff where I had attached it, and it technically worked. It was a lot of flex in the plastic, and the pump grip kind of looks cool because it's made out of like like long shot tripod legs and stuff like that cut up. But but yeah, it's definitely something that was not very smooth, and I just took it off, and now I have a different piece of the long shot on it.
There you go.
Who was the last person that joined? Was that Andrew? Is this video still coming? Oh, it was West again.
It's me.
I think it was Wes.
Pick this one up.
We were talking about. Oh, there we go. Is that the silly pistol?
Yep, the silly pistol.
And I heard somebody 3D printing in the background. Was that you? Was that
Yeah, that's me.
That was my jealous ears hearing it go off.
Yeah.
I still do not have a 3D
I was
printer.
going beast mode.
Right.
I've been thinking about getting a 3D printer too. They seem pretty cool.
You have a lot of those.
She's got a whole farm of them.
You got a whole fleet of those.
I got a couple. I got a couple printers.
You know, Jade, we were talking about people who like do overly spring loads and whatever, you know, and like Wes can attest to that. You know, we have games. He has games in Virginia Beach, and they're all tuned to 200 FPS at the higher FPS. And most games, I think they do 150 or lower. So it's like, who are you playing with? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I knew there were high FPS clubs, but you know, for me, like even trying to start like a lower FPS club has been challenging. So, I mean, if they're blessed with that populace, you know, more power to them. But some of these people are just, like you said, making like these redonkulous FPS blasters in areas where there's no games even hosted for them, I believe, you know. And I mentioned Wes because, like,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I mentioned Wes because, like, he's always got these Caliburns and Talon Claws that'll hit 250, 300 probably or whatever if he wanted to tune them. But guess what he's doing? He's tuning them as close to 200 as possible so he can snipe your butt from 100 feet away. At one of his games.
Hits 200.
Like right on the dot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
This one's at 200.
That I appreciate actually more than people trying to hit 300 FPS. The fact that you have the knowledge to go back through all those different blasters, and you're tuning them to 200. We got Dart Sweep in the house.
Dart Sweep.
What's up, Andrew? We're really
What's up, man?
We've got 5 people now. We're at a record.
5 now.
It's a party.
Party on it.
Is Wes
How's
still
everyone
loading
doing?
on your screens? Can you see him? Is Wes
I was
still
just
loading on
asking
your
how
screens,
everyone
or-
was doing. I was just watching you guys a little
I
bit
can see
before
West on my
before I
screen.
joined.
Can you not see him?
I can't. It's still loading on mine.
Could be might be bandwidth issue on
Probably.
Discord.
I see Danny's shoulder.
Oh, really?
Now I see your face.
Sorry,
What happened?
I'm tethered, so it's like right now I'm semi uncomfortable for this stream because they said my my computer mic was crap, so I tried to switch to a direct line. Now I'm tethered.
True. Excellent. Well, good to see you all.
Good to see you, man.
Absolutely.
We were just talking
Everyone
about
on the YouTube stream, but not
people.
Discord.
I mean, we were just talking about the new Dart Zone stuff coming out, and then we were
Yes.
just kind of.
Give me.
You have any thoughts on the new Dart Zone stuff coming out, Andrew?
I want them all. Give them to me all. I need a sponsorship by Dart Zone so they can just start sending me stuff.
Right,
But
so you don't have to buy it.
I mean, I'll buy it, but yeah, no. And again, the thing is, I probably won't really run them in battle. I just want to add it to my Dart Zone collection. So.
Right on.
You know, I don't know. I think that they're going to be available as options for the for loadouts at the Foam Pro Tour. So I'm curious to see if obviously those people are probably training for, you know, Nexuses and stuff like that. But I'm curious to see if like they'll allow them to use them, or if people are going to take, you know, that risk and use an unfamiliar platform.
Well, so I mean, we competed in qualifier 2
and they showcased the Jurassic Pro there. So I'm assuming that they're going to showcase the 1.2 and the 2.1 at the qualifier or at Foam Pro Tour, the finals, and the Q4 there. But I don't think they're actually going to be able to be used in competition. They'll just be showcasing them because I thought I saw a list of what the final 8 will be using, and it seemed like it was Mark IIs, Mark 1s, and Mark 3s is what I saw on the list. Yeah, I don't think that they'll be available to be actually used competitively in that tournament for the finals. But they might be the prizes at the end. The winners might get those as prizes.
That's true. You guys better win then.
Oh,
You want that Dark Zone sponsorship, you better win.
We don't expect to win. Our Magic Smoke is our team, the Maryland team. And we did not do very well in qualifier 2. We overthought it, and we just had really bad matches. We consider ourselves a noob team. We never competed in Foam Pro Tour or any kind of competitive play before, but we got matched up against Team A or A Team, the Canadian team, which had Buff Daddy on it, and a couple other people, and then we got matched up against Paradox. Which Boomstick Mods was on, Gyroscope was on, and Archer was on, Barrett was on that team as well. So they were a vet team as well, and then there were some other teams that they never competed as well. But we literally were the only team that got matched up against vet teams both times that we played, and we had unfortunate circumstances, a tripping incident that our players did in one of the rounds, and we just couldn't recover mentally. But then we ended up going up to Uno, New Jersey, to do their Foam Pro Tour competitive scrimmage, which was tons of fun. Had a blast there. And Team Magic Smoke actually won that, went 4-0. We won the whole thing in there. So if only that actually counted, that would have been amazing, but it didn't count. But our good friend RJ and Bree, I think you guys all know RJ and Bree. Yeah. They're on the Ohio team. I think Chris Caruso, Thomas Mackey, and Jordan, and Ashton. They're all on Team Frumble, the Ohio team, and they placed second up against Rochester Radioactive. So I'm rooting for Team Frumble. So they're in the finals. So we'll be rooting for Team
fan. Huge RJ fan. Always seems so super positive. I love him, and he loves all. Yeah. He loves all of the hobby.
We stand RJ.
But again, I'm super excited for what Dart Zone is doing. I was excited when they announced the Deuce, when they dropped the Deuce, and when they dropped the Dictator. Even though I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about the ergonomics of butt loading, but
I knew you were going to say it. He's going to talk about the butt loading. Here it comes.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier. As long as the mag release is usable, that blaster will just be better than the Conquest in every way. Like.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really fun. So we have Deuce, and then we have the Dictator, and now we have the 1.2 and the 2.1. So whatever Dart Zone's doing,
I'm excited for the 1.2.
I'm very pleased with what they're doing.
No lever action bullpup.
There we go.
I mean, if you keep saying it, Louis, eventually Dart Zone's going to hear it, and they'll just make it. So just keep talking about it, because I don't know. I mean, compared to some other companies out there, I feel like Dart Zone actually listens to what the community.
Some other companies.
Some other companies.
Like we don't know which one you're talking about.
I mean, it's
no
not
one
just,
knows what I'm talking about.
I mean, it's not just Nerf though. X-Shot. It's not like they've really forayed into like exactly. I mean, I feel like they've noticed it, and now with these blaster skin wraps coming out, I mean, they're kind of using it as a marketing thing to sell more blasters. And they do look cool.
I like them.
But, performance-wise and modability-wise, they really haven't done much. But I do like the look of those blaster skins. They are freaking sweet looking.
It's Dart Zone's willingness to not only innovate but improve. And I think that goes again to them listening to the community and the feedback that they're given. I mean, we met Jero when we were at Phone Pro Tour. The CEO was actually there. So
Yeah,
he's not what I
didn't
was
realize that
expecting.
until after we had
doesn't look
left.
like he actually plays or anything like that, but. He's doing something right. I mean, they're doing something right at Dart Zone. So,
well, like when I was demoing the Jurassic Pro and like doing the pullback and that kind of stuff, I'm sitting there going like, it feels good except for this talk, and he like listened intently to like whatever problems anybody had, and like I didn't even know the guy was the CEO. I just thought he was running the booth and that kind of stuff.
yeah, same.
Like
I didn't know he was CEO. Sure.
It's pretty nutty. So like just knowing that he can just sort of hide in plain sight, kind of like a king in peasant's clothing and that kind of stuff, and is actually listening to what people are saying base level. That's
100%.
just a huge thing for a major company in this.
And Dart Zone's going to have a table at FoamCon at EndWar as well. So hopefully they'll be able to showcase the 1.2 and 2.1 and the Deuce and Dictator and whatever else they have up their sleeves. But
they already are. Have you seen the latest video that Drac put up?
Yeah, I have. But actually to like get it in people's hands for them to test is really exciting. Just the same way they've been doing at all the qualifiers. So
well, I'm almost sure they're going to do that, especially because the 1.2 and the 2.1 are two of the blasters that teams are going to be able to use.
I mean,
in the actual tournament.
Oh no! So I was just talking about this. I saw the list that they had for the finals, and I don't recall seeing the 1.2 and the 2.1 on the list. I saw Mark III, I saw the Mark II, and I thought I saw the 1.1, but I didn't see. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it is the 2.1 and 1.2.
Yeah. So
did you see the list?
Both 5 blasters are.
I didn't see an actual list.
Yeah, let me
I didn't see an actual list, but I watched the video that Drac put out on it, and throughout the entire thing, mainly because like I had, of course, choice words that I'm going to hold for another time.
No, you love Drac. Get out of here.
I like Drac. I don't like how they run FPT. That's my only problem.
Well, I'll plead the fifth on this one.
Anyway, but as I was saying,
I can't.
He said that they were going to have two. He said they were going to have two 1.2s, two Mark IIIs, cool. A 2.1 and a 2.0.
Okay, so maybe I just read it wrong. That's really exciting then. And then what we were also speculating is, are those the prizes that you get as well for the winners?
Well,
I know it's a $10,000 prize pool.
Yeah, but you also get to keep the blasters. I think that you compete with the winning team.
That's the important part, not the 10K.
If first place is 10K and second place is a 1.2 or whatever, that's like a really big difference.
Yeah,
like seriously, seriously unbalanced. But
I would hope that everybody
it's anyone's guess.
That would be really awesome.
So our goal is basically to do better than 0-2, which is what our record was.
So you could repeat or do better.
We just want to do better. We just want one win. That's it.
Just one win.
Better matches. Yeah, I'll be happy if we just get one match win. Because the Singaporeans are going to be the Singaporeans. Piggy's going to be there. I think they're running on. He's running on Team Pulsar, and they're all bringing AEDs, AEGs with them. So that'll be interesting. But
they just won the speed dart competition, so that's going to be.
Yes.
At the same time, speed dart rules are completely different from FPT rules because it's 120 rounds per person per round. So it's a huge deviation from Pro Tour where it's extremely limited, and I'm guessing they're expecting to clean up the field in minutes or seconds rather between each match. Whereas with Speed Dart, it's
so good.
With Speed Dart, it's ran a lot more like a paintball game where you just load up and just toss everything in there and just cover the entire field with like paint.
That's basically our style of play in our groups. That's more catered to our style.
I kind of like that better, the latter
No,
of it.
I would.
Oh yeah.
I would dare
Versus
say our
FPT.
style is a fusion of the two because we have more ammo because there's more people on the field, but it's still limited and we can't reload between rounds. In Speed Dart, you can reload between rounds. You're supposed to have 120 for.
I was just referring to our play style at Maryland Nerf Herders and Southern Maryland, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's closer to FPT than it is Speed Dart, in my personal opinion.
I'll have to think about that one. But no, I'm excited. The Dart Zone Blasters. I don't know. I didn't get everyone else's. I didn't get to hear everyone else's thoughts. I'm assuming that you guys are relatively excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was the only one where I'm kind of looking at like what's going on internally. That's what I'm waiting for. Modability is always a thing for me, where if I'm gonna covet a blaster or not. And I'm real curious about that MK 2.1. Where is it going to be compatible with any other mags besides that? Is it something that
It doesn't look like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, from what I saw, it doesn't look like it's compatible. It looks like it's proprietary. But knowing Dart Zone and the community, they'll sell. They'll sell refills, and someone will come up with a 3D printed version or something. If they were smart. Or if they had thought about it a little bit more, they would have made it compatible with the Nightingale mags.
That's what I was curious about. I'm like, did they already make it compatible? Because of course, I don't know enough about it to see if it is. But I'm like, I wouldn't put it past them if it is compatible with the Nightingale mags, because it is an angled mag still, right?
Yeah, it looks like they're relatively mini angle mags. I mean, worst comes to worst, Jade can just create us an adapter, right, Jade?
Right. Excuse me. Excuse me. You guys can't be putting more work on my plate right now. Are you kidding me?
You've got a few months, Jade.
Have you seen my 3D modeling queue? I have a 60-hour-a-week full-time job, and I'm still doing shit. You can do this.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Anyway, I'm trying to get a better look at the mag. It's definitely proprietary. It's definitely proprietary.
Yeah, it's proprietary. It's its own thing, which is kind of like the future of the hobby. We were talking about this in another large group chat, how like paintball, or not paintball, but airsoft and stuff like that, a lot of these real steel style blasters or guns, as they're called in airsoft, have like proprietary mags that are either replica mags or they're just like custom stuff. And that's just kind of something that's going to I think we're going to see a lot more of in the future, is more proprietary mag systems. You're starting to see stuff coming out of China from Taobao and sites like that have these proprietary mags. And I think Talons will always be probably the most popular ones, but definitely be prepared to start throwing out some more cash for proprietary mags, especially like Nightingales and stuff like that.
Well, looking at the 2.1, sorry, I just wanted to mention this. It's definitely proprietary for a reason, because I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but no, it's because of where the release is. The mag release is actually just behind the trigger where it would normally be on a real steel firearm. So the notch has to be in front as opposed to on the back, like we've had for Talons, angle Talons, pretty much anything that's come out. So yeah, I can see it in the video right now. There is a notch on the front of the magazine. I'm actually going to go ahead and
they may have run out of room
right now.
How the plunger tube is, because I mean it's not like a U channel like some of those other Lizzie type blasters.
Yeah, you can barely make it out.
Someone might have to click on the link that you just sent up for it to actually stream to the audience. But the proprietary mag thing is. Yeah, it's okay, but that's the one reason I kind of held off on the QWK Challenger, was because of the proprietary mags. And then when they released the Wasp 76, I was like, oh, it takes Talons, and it's a third of the price, arguably. Yeah, I'm going to go towards that, and it performs better out of the box. So that's the main reason I went with the Wasp 76, which is fantastic. But what's everyone excited for in the lineup that Dart Zone has mentioned?
My favorite thing that I've seen so far is the revolver. I know that sounds odd, but I'm like,
Mhm.
it's
I know.
so
Same.
it's so
Oh,
different. It's just completely
I forgot
different.
about that.
It's a
And
blaster
you
with
can
a barrel
increase
modification
performance.
that makes it better.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can increase
Yeah.
performance just by adding on the faux barrel or the muzzle or whatever.
It's not a performance piece, but I kind of want to get into the whole sealing mechanism in the cylinder and just see how all that works.
Mhm.
I mean, I know that
Well,
people made
I
it in
think
a
it is a performance piece because it seems like it's
gonna be
catered
very
perfectly
hard
for
to mod.
HDZ.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for me to define what people consider a performance piece nowadays. Was all the 300 FPS chasers, or even with these
Yeah,
little pistols, people are trying to hit 200, and some of them are. And I'm
yeah.
like, okay, that's
Mhm.
awesome, but I'm looking for playability, and I'm not always concerned with
Yeah.
super duper high FPS. I do want some FPS for long distance engagement, so it has to be a certain
Says the
Sure.
says the guy
Sidearms
that
should not
consistently
be
gets
hitting
band
over
blaster
like.
cages.
Sorry, man, they're
True,
freaking
true,
awesome.
true. I don't think that sidearm style blasters like pistols should be hitting over like 150 or anything like that. Like I don't
That's
want to
my
get
idea.
like
I
the whole
agree.
point of a sidearm is to like either like mercy somebody or if your primary stops working, in which
Yeah.
case a lot of these engagements that we have are sometimes very close, and I just like I don't want to get beamed in the face by like 200 FPS, like point blank by
Right.
some of these pistols. And
Yeah, it hurts
I
on
mean
the
it
face.
happens. It's fine when it does, but we've all probably been beamed in the forehead, and we're like, oh shoot, that was 300, holy crap. But it's just sidearms just shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
can you see it?
yeah,
My
like-
scar,
I have a.
my scar
I'm
is still
sorry.
there.
You have
I
a scar. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I,
I have
I
a
actually have a counter to this. Like, there are some people like myself that exclusively like running sidearm style blasters like this. Some very small form factors, very quick, and like something like this does look like it could potentially just be a contender with even a primary class
that's the
blaster.
one time
And
that I agree,
That's
Jeremy.
not
When
what I'm talking about, though.
somebody's running it as well. Like with these Springer pistols, I guess for me, when I think of a sidearm, like I would think that, like a lot of times they're pairing it with an accurate Springer, and I'm like, why would you want a secondary Springer for somebody like if they're running up on you? And I would think you would want like a pistol, like a Nightingale, like a flywheel pistol would be more appropriate for a sidearm. Was that kind of setup? And like what Jeremy was saying, that's when I think it's like super appropriate when you're doing like a super lightweight setup where you're not carrying a big heavy blaster, you're not worried about hitting trees or whatever, and almost like James Bond style, like that's your primary. I mean, that's when I think those Springer pistols are really cool. But of course, I don't have one.
So
at the same time, like I even ran a Mark II at APOC last year, and it served me wonderfully. Like I try and take a shot with the Caliburn. I don't have time to prime that thing. I just whip around behind my back and just come around the corner with the Mark II, and then that's done and over with.
Yeah, you can definitely be very effective. Back to what Jade was saying is it even sucks to get hit, point blank with a stock blaster sometimes, depending what the blaster is. But, so I completely understand that aspect of that.
Yeah, distance.
Well, that's why bunkering is the thing.
Distance is definitely a big thing as far as what that's going to feel like. 300 FPS from 100 feet away versus like 20, 30 feet away is night and day.
I mean, I've let somebody shoot me point blank with the Caliburn. This particular Caliburn.
Sorry about that, Jero. I'm just joking.
Hey, I told you could do it.
It's all right. He probably deserved it, Andrew.
I gave you permission. And then I proceeded to continuously beam him with it after he handed it back.
And then I'm sorry about shooting you with the what's the bow called? I keep forgetting what the bow's called. The Y bow. I shot Jero in the back.
That one actually hurt. That one actually hurt.
I do feel bad
a
about
Y
that.
bow.
Yeah.
The Y bows
no
are
warning
so
whatsoever.
Cool.
Louis, what's your favorite Dart Zone blaster that they mentioned?
The ones coming out or the ones that are out already?
The ones that are coming out.
I kind of like the Dictator and the Deuce, simply because I did post on Dart Zone's page about my ideas of putting a pusher breech into a cylindrical pistol, and also designing a Conquest Pro with a butt stock already. And when those two came out, I'm like, dang, they do listen.
They really do.
So,
Chef, what about you?
yeah.
I've been eyeballing that. What was it? The Deuce. But at the same
Yep.
time, too, I've been eyeballing the Jurassic Pro because I just recently got myself a bolt action rifle not too long ago.
Nice.
You mean this?
So my thing with the Jurassic Pro is like I don't mind the flex in the stock because the way I look at it is it's a prop replica that has potential pro performance. And I think when I removed the stock on it, it just loses that prop blaster aesthetic to it, which I enjoy. And then also if I'm able to prime it the right way, it doesn't really flex on me. Honestly, I'll be honest.
So, funny thing about that, it's almost like they designed this thing with that in mind because the little gray plastic piece up here, it's completely removable. Like it's its own separate part. Like this stock right here was a drop-in. So I'm pretty sure they anticipated people replacing it.
All right.
Is that the drag stock or is it my stock? I didn't see it.
It's the drag stock. No offense, this came out first.
And now that y'all are talking
No,
about
it's okay.
the Dart Zone
Jared,
plastic, that's one thing they could improve on is a little bit of plastic thickness, but I don't know how much that has to do with price point as well. You know, even I love my Conquest, but you know, like the stock attachment point I made is actually this is sturdier than this right here. There's actually a lot of flex in this shell overall. If you were to purposely flex it, but like you were saying, Andrew, if you just straight prime it, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but you know,
yeah, if you get the right technique with the Jurassic Pro, there's not too much flex with it. And again, it's just a cool blaster in general. Jero, you were able to get
That's the thing. I'm used to priming this. This is why the Jurassic Pro flexes whenever I try to prime it, because especially since I put a K26 back in here, this is a beefy prime, especially with how freaking heavy it is.
Jero, I know that you got your Jurassic Pro up to around 200. Do you mind sharing what you did to get that?
Literally just the barrel. The tighter barrel, slightly longer barrel. That's all you really need. The one that comes with it, it goes to about right here from my pinky to my finger. Right. It's extremely short, so you're not going to get much air pressure behind it. And this is a pretty big air cylinder back here. It's very wide. It's very long. Don't take that out of context. And but it's a decently sized air chamber, so it's losing a lot of potential with that. Now, I'm pretty sure this is actually a little long for barrel length as far as the Jurassic Pro is concerned, but especially with this piece that Jesse managed to find for me on Thingiverse, I could just easily swap it out with something else, and the air seal is going to be perfect. So I want to say you can probably find a 20 centimeter Kuriaka barrel, and you'll get probably more than I'm getting out of this, which I'm getting about 180 on a good day.
What was the spring load you said again? Just
the spring load?
Yeah,
spring load on it.
No,
stock spring?
I have not touched the spring or the air chamber at all. I've only replaced the barrel.
Has anyone seen KV Foam Strike's simple mod for the Jurassic Pro, where it's literally he just took the Aeon Pro barrel and wrapped some electrical tape and then stuffed it into the barrel, and he's getting like 180 on it?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
KB did a video on that. Sweet.
Shout out to Taylor. Yes, thank you for us. Thank you for that.
Oh, I should note that I'm getting 180 with the Dart Zone Bamboo 2.0s.
That's important.
So that these things add like a lot of extra speed to whatever you're tossing them into. Just should go ahead and say that for the record.
I haven't been. I keep hearing. I guess was those newer high FPS darts that they don't travel as far, but they're very useful for like close quarters. I guess whichever ones that are given, like the new bamboos that are given the high FPS, and then I guess
The Bamboo 2.0.
Yeah,
They do. They're sort of like cheating. They do literally increase FPS performance by 10 to 20 FPS.
Do they
easily.
travel as far? I've heard that they don't travel as like the distance doesn't
Great
equate.
question.
Oh no, they do. They do.
Yeah.
Like in my testing, I've been comparing both the new worker reds and the Bamboo 2.0s. And they definitely travel a decent distance. I want to say like the clustering is about the same. The thing is with the worker reds, those will carry far because they're denser foam, so therefore they're going to have more momentum. But at the same time, they're going to be dealing with the same terminal velocity as pretty much any other dart would, because we're going down to the nipple tip darts, as everyone's affectionately called it, and that's pretty much just become the bog standard as far as short length darts are concerned. However, with the dart zone ones, because it's less friction, because of the bamboo design, because the foam is a little bit lighter, you're going to be getting more speed out of it. The main thing you really want to nail down as far as dealing with that extra speed is using something like a scar barrel to impart spin on it. If you put just the right amount of spin on it, it's going to fly as far, if not further, than a worker red with the same conditions. However, if you put the strings, if you set your scar barrel on it either too tight of a turn or too loose of a turn, it will definitely spiral out of control. So it's got to be tuned pretty much perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, most of the scar bearers that I've been noticing, I get better, especially high FPS blasters, like around 200 or more. Like a looser, like just medium degree turn twist is preferred versus something tight and over twisted. Just the darts just seem to fishtail and do like this weird spiral thing.
You got some of mine, right?
I love yours. I have one. I need to get more. I mean, I told you I'm always tossing.
I'm gonna go throw some in your box right now.
Oh
How many
goodness.
you want?
Just one or two.
You want,
I don't want to be greedy.
I'll throw.
I really don't want to be
I'll take
greedy.
a box too, Gabe.
Yeah, everybody will take one or two.
Okay. I actually want to see what is the best scar, quote unquote. So I would definitely love to have one.
These
because
are pretty darn good, Jeremy. Because I use it in my lockdown HVZ, and I hit the target.
Well, I'm waiting on France Foamworks resin printed AccuSaber.
Now, AccuSabers are really nice too. That's another favorite of mine.
I don't see mine's resin printed. I'm not sure if it is.
I've tried these resin printed. They're just resin printing is kind of in my opinion right now for scars and stuff like that, unless you really know what you're doing. But I'll give you guys the specs on mine. It's a 1.5 inch active length with a 33.3% twist on it, 3 fins at a 12.58 millimeter spacing. That matters to any of you, with some weird Reynolds numbers that I'd have to. It's like a 45, 30 or something like that for the actual twist. But they seem to be working really good. Everybody has said nice things about them, which makes me feel like $1 million. But I run them on everything, and I ship them with all my blasters. So, if you want one, let me know.
Yeah, my favorite thing, I said it on the last stream, my favorite thing is just if you have something like this that has slam fire and you forgot you're out of darts or out of ammo, I mean, as opposed to all the vented scars, I can just plug it up and fire and deprime it, since I can't deprime because it has the slam fire mechanism on it.
I mean, it's padded, so it should be fine.
It should be, but at the same time, if I had another use for it, on something else that had slam fire, I don't know. I also like the fact that if I have it on something and I want to check a seal, you can check a seal right away just by priming it, plugging it, and trying to listen where the leaks are. Probably in a telescoping pusher. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I really do like that ability, and I don't know if there's a big of a difference. I have to test it at a longer range. Because as far as testing, I like the AccuSaber and seeing how it does against the foam demic scar, maybe at 80 to 100 feet, because all of my testing has been done about 55 feet or so indoors, because that's about all it allows indoor in my house. But yeah, I will definitely have to test it outdoors one day and see how they do at like 80 to 100 feet at a little longer range, where it's a little more difficult.
I don't know, but I never had any problems with this one.
Jay,
which one was
Jay,
that one?
what is the? Oh, sorry.
Trivecta.
Yeah, I think they sell they sell that on Etsy. I almost picked one of those up too.
Jade, I was going to ask, what are you most excited about for in the Dart Zone lineup?
Zebus has it.
That's a good question. I'm excited, but also not excited for this little piece of information. They hinted at discontinuing the Nexus Pro, which is horrifying because I love the Nexus Pro, and I know a lot of people also love the Nexus Pro, and I'm curious what they're going to be, if they're going to be re-implementing that, if that was maybe like just a tease that possibly a newer Nexus Pro or something to replace it. Maybe they're going somewhere else with this. But I think that they have big things in the works. I forgot about the pistol. That thing is funky as hell, and I don't even know what to think about that. But I don't know. I think the biggest thing I'm most excited about right now is the Jurassic Pro. I really like buying. It's a weird little blaster, and I'm excited to see what other people come out for it rather. It definitely has some I think serious potential that a lot of people aren't really tapping into yet.
Right.
Yeah, the Deuce, I don't even know if I'd be able to do anything but maybe tune it, just because it's like a newer system. I wonder what they're gonna come up with. I mean, besides like springs and stuff, it's kind of a newer thing where I'm like, I don't know, am I just checking the gasket seals?
It's got like a whole breach. So like there's an entire sliding breach that goes through there. There's a pusher, and we've never seen a cylinder that has a pusher that slides through it like that anymore. So I imagine that depending on, I really hope they did this right, because if like it's a really complex mechanism. So that you gotta like bring the pusher back out of the cylinder, rotate the cylinder to index, and then bring it back through. I don't really know how they mechanically made that like a really quick action, so I don't think that it's gonna be a very fast to operate blaster, but that pusher cylinder system obviously gives it a lot of interesting merits. And I don't think that we'll be able to 3D print any additional cylinders or have like extra rounds or anything like that. Yeah. So it I don't really know what they're doing with that one. All of Darkstone's moves seem like really well thought out, but that one was a surprise, and I was like, whoa, this is they're really testing the limits, and I think they're kind of flexing a little bit with what they're actually truly capable of, kind of like what I think they did with the Conquest and stuff like that. Like that's a really complex mechanism. Like rotating a dart out of a pusher like that, or out of a mag like that, is really impressive, and this cylinder pusher setup is just like absolutely mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, I think their concentration is, I guess, you know, like when I speak on it, like I'm like worried about what the modability is, but I mean the whole point of it is that there's not everybody mods, but almost everybody likes performance blasters. So
yeah,
I mean, it's the fact that you can just go and buy one, and you know, even if you're not good at modding, you might be able to do something even small and just bump it up a little bit, and then you can play with the big boys and at least be semi-competitive, or if not just as competitive.
Hey,
so yeah,
Drew.
kudos to Dartzone on that.
I'm excited.
We were talking about darts earlier. What's everyone's preferred darts? Full lengths and half lengths.
There's a full length I can use. Excuse me.
Actually, I'm gonna go first if y'all don't mind, just because I gotta hop off here. But I prefer darts that are in my mag. Doesn't matter what they are, as long as they're in there and they're ready to be chambered. I am good to go.
Fair.
You know, as long as they're kind of like put together, you know, because like I run my own community and stuff like that, and some of the darts that we have in our dart bin are absolutely beat to hell, and
It's fair
you know,
game
it's
then.
whatever works. You know, I know a lot of people like the newer half lanes. I always like the Adventure Force red or the Adventure Force ones and the Dart Zone red, the Chilies, whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah.
Right.
The red and the gray darts, those are pretty good. They're like industry standard now, and everybody has them. That's what we like. But thank you guys so much for having me. I gotta jump off.
Thanks, Jade.
All right, Jay.
Always a pleasure, Jade.
Always.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Jade somewhat. You know, I like the Adventure Force, the Dart Zone darts. Full length, you know, for front loaders, I like the X-Shot darts for front loaders. Was the wide short heads and the foams always seems to be a little thicker and fit really good in front loader type stuff. But yeah, I'm not like super picky. I don't have any of the newer darts that Jeremy's talking about. I don't have any Bamboo 2.0s. I don't have any of the newer worker darts. And do they interest me? Yeah, but if I'm spending money and budgeting, it doesn't interest me as much at this moment.
I don't know. I like using the AF Pros.
Yeah.
They're hard to find.
You have a hard
But,
time finding them in the grass?
Yes.
The never
Sometimes, yeah.
searching for buried treasure?
But I noticed the max darts, every time I shoot them, after about not even 5 minutes out of the box, they fucking rip down. The foam starts ripping on me.
I've seen
What
it. I've
blaster?
seen it in person.
What blaster is ripping them?
I think he was using a skewer. He used several different ones that day.
My skewer.
Yeah, I can see that. Louis, you got a preference on darts?
Probably the red ones, but before that the pros. And now the red ones because like they're easier to find in any location than the gray ones, you know.
You can also see your
Yeah.
hits
I
too.
still have those whirlies and waffle heads, E-kinds, the full lengths. I got into the hobby when those were the standard, you know. I think I'm gonna cut them down.
Is that someone's cat?
Yeah,
I was
that's
about
mine.
to say.
it's Wes.
That's mine.
It's Chef's cat is angry.
The Siamese mixed Tonkinese.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I do like those chili darts too for certain flywheelers. The one with the green bright heads from Target.
Yeah.
Those are really nice for flywheelers.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is running a club. You know, the darts definitely get worn out relatively quickly. So what I've noticed is that both
Knock it out, baby.
my my preference was originally the AF Pro darts, but like Chef says, like they're almost impossible to find sometimes. And then we switched over to the Max darts because they were easier to see. But then I got the new Worker Gen 3s, or got a chance to use them, and they actually performed the best in my Colonel Wasp 76. So I've kind of been on them recently. And the other thing I've noticed is that the new Worker Gen 3s, their foam is stiffer and it tends to last a lot longer than both the AF Pros and the Max darts. Jero said he had issues running them in flywheelers. Maybe it was just the flywheelers that he was running, but I haven't really had a chance to look at that, and I haven't really had a chance to try them in any other springers. So I'm just specifically to...
I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm actually going to demo it.
And their longevity seems to be a lot longer using the Worker Gen 3s than both AF Pros and the Max darts. But we'll see how long that lasts for, because originally the original Worker Gen 3s, the purple ones, they were pretty good. and then at some point the quality control just dropped off, and they weren't that good anymore, especially when the AF Pros came out. And also, I did hear there is some inconsistency in the lengths on some of the new worker gens. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you mentioned that to me or if it was Jero, but I'll have to keep an eye on that. But as far as like,
I seen a post of that. Someone actually posted it with the darts being shortened a little bit. They were comparing it with like the AF Pros and I think something else. Someone showed it. It was on Instagram, somewhere on Instagram. That where I saw it.
Yeah, I agree
but
about
yeah,
that. AF
for the
Pro
76,
foam does not last that
I'll
long.
run the Worker Gen 3s religiously on the 76 all day long. What's everyone currently working on as we speak, if anything?
I am working on a magazine holder modification in Fusion 360.
I'm just sitting here
Very
lazy.
cool.
It was COVID, and I got to do this build for a clubmate.
You got the Rona.
Yeah. Another band blaster.
Working on the slab.
Yeah, we definitely got to get Adam on here at some point and just pick his brain.
Okay. All right. So this is what I was saying about the worker reds or the worker Gen 3s, whatever you want to call them. But my opinion of Gen 3s is purple and the heads still come off. These are reds. So 10 dart mag, 10 darts in it. This is the Photon, and this is kind of just a standard sidearm. So
that could just be the Photon, though.
Hold on. This is the Griffin I made for Archer, and this is the tougher of the two different springs I got for the trigger. And it's still depressed. It's still making its way over. But
Could
yeah.
be the mag.
Pardon?
Could be the mag.
Oh, no. The same thing happened in my curved mags and my straight talents.
I'm gonna have to try them in my flywheelers and see what happens. I just haven't had a chance.
It depends on the spring and it depends on the pusher mech. I am fairly certain that you're not going to have these kinds of problems in a solenoid pusher as long as the return spring is a lot more powerful. But
now I'm curious.
Actually, I should mention. For my Photon, I don't have the blowback action on here, mainly so I can get off much quicker pulls on the trigger. But the blowback option actually has 2 extra return springs. So with this, I'm pretty sure it would work fine. However, I don't have that, so I don't have the extra spring power on there.
Let's see. What are we gonna run?
That Photon sounds real nice. I like it. I don't think I remember hearing it before.
Oh yeah. Those metal wheels make all the difference in the sound.
I'm going to try the Mark III and see what happens.
What type of wheels are in the Photon?
They are
flywheel the
FTW meters.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cobalt only believes in mini wheels.
I was just wondering if it was different.
No, I think I got him to. I don't think he's doing mini wheels for his Caprica build, but that's still in beta version 3. He's constantly working on improving that thing, and I'm helping him out. Well, I'm not helping him out with actually designing it, but I am kind of just picking his brain and that kind of stuff as far as the design iterations for it. And it sounds like he's pretty far off as far as making a sellable version of it. But he definitely wants to get something that he can put out there.
All right, let's see if I have issues firing the Mark III.
It almost exclusively depends on the actual trigger pull itself. Because if you have a hard trigger pull, you're going to have a tough time. You're not going to have a tough time with the retention. But if you don't have a hard trigger pull, then there might be an issue.
All right, let's see. Looks good in the Mark III.
Okay.
Let's try What other thing can I try? Should we try them in the Nightingale?
I love the random mastodon on the floor.
Oh.
I don't.
So the biggest blaster just
think
laying on the ground.
I don't think the Nightingale is going to have a problem with it, but you can certainly try. It's mainly like smaller 3D printed stuff like the Grass Snake, the DVZ concept pistol, and all that kind of stuff. Where it's like,
Well, I have a DVZ.
Any of you guys have experience with any of the Pulsar wheels?
Jero would more.
You mean the Daybreak replacements, right?
Yeah.
Pulsar, like the Daybreak guy, where he made his mini flywheels.
Oh, yes. I did mention him. I did mention Pulsars to him at one point. If you wanted to preserve form, but still have a little bit more powerful than mini wheels.
Yeah, because the Pulsar minis, I mean, the Pulsars are still mini wheels, but they're just a little bit more concave and a little bit larger than the FTW wheels. So you
Yeah, they're like a middle ground. They're like a middle ground between micro wheels and standard wheels.
Gotcha. So yeah, it has like a little bit more performance. I know a lot of people. The only thing I've really seen them used in, I guess, are dual stage Pulsars. People are
dual stage Pulsars are pretty good.
Oh yeah, I've seen them hit shorts like 230s.
Yeah, isn't Jeremy Chang working or UPW Designs working on a dual pulsar version of the NP5?
Oh, I don't know.
I was asking Andrew.
I mean, you know what we're working on, so with the MP5, which I'm not at liberty to discuss just quite yet.
Yeah, before.
Oh come on, you and I both know it's not just the NP5.
Before the Band Blaster stuff came out, I almost picked up a dual pulsar cage and wheels. Almost. They almost had me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if what he's working on with the MP5. I know that what was he doing? He was doing something with the stock, I thought, actually.
I know I mentioned wanting to get the stock files on him because I wanted to convert them into something usable for the takedown kit or being usable for like the pusher mech ones as opposed to the solenoid pushers.
Right.
However, after seeing that they only work on the solenoid ones, I kind of gave up on that and decided to go ahead and just start from scratch. Because, hold on, let me get my little guy out.
His battery's a little puffy. I hope it doesn't explode.
Ew, that's not good. But this is a micro solenoid. This is tiny. This is similar to what you might find in a Pew Pew. This will fit in the standard pusher cage for the Griffin.
Hey, what's out? That's my cat.
I think my cat's out killing stuff.
I'm testing the Worker Gen 3s, the new ones in the Foxfire, but Impact 498.
You got a lot of toys, Andrew. Foxfire.
Dude,
have you seen everything he brings to like a war, let alone everything he has at home?
I've seen some of his videos, and as he makes them, I go, wow, he has that too. Cool. And when he broke out that Soldier the 76 blaster, I'm like, oh, there it is.
All right.
He really does have everything.
I used to have a 76 blaster, and then I got rid of it because I hate Activision.
Jeremy, if you have a XPT Retaliator laying around like a Worker XPT, I recommend this mod highly. Get rid of the Worker XPT and install a drain pipe.
Fun thing about that, I
This
don't
thing rocks.
I don't think I have a Retaliator anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any.
No, it's not. Well, I've got a bucket of Retaliators. The problem is who wants to do all the shell work on it to get it to fit? That's why you get a prophecy. I do.
Yes,
that's why you get a Nexus.
Yeah, so I just did the firing test with the Worker Gen 3s on the Foxfire and the Mark III, and they both fed fine. So it might just come down to the blaster or the mag or something.
Shoot. Did you fill the mag entirely?
No.
That's where it comes in, because the tighter
Gotcha.
the spring is, the tighter push it's going to have on the pusher.
That makes sense. I will give it a try. I'm going to a Mountain State Nerf club event in West Virginia tomorrow, so I'll be able to actually test that theory out.
Yeah.
And then there could be something to that. But even was your mag full when you just tested it?
Yeah, my mag was full when I just tested it, but hold on. I will put just 2 in there, and I guarantee you it'll work better. Actually, let's do 3. Why not?
I'll be right back.
Because, let's see.
But that does make sense. I mean, logically speaking, that does make sense.
Yeah, with 3 it works fine, but with full, it gets completely stuck.
Interesting. I'll have to test that.
The pusher, the darts are pushing up against the pusher mechanism, and it's keeping it from attracting.
Trying to imagine it.
So, go ahead.
So, like, the tighter it is, and these. Okay, so here's the thing. My thought on this is that because they're denser, they don't really squish that much, which is great, especially if you're running these in a Springer and you need all of that foam to maintain its consistency throughout the entire match or the entire day, etc., etc. But on a flywheeler, especially if you have a pusher mechanism that's coming back and using like a low spring power return mech, then you're going to potentially have an issue because all of this is getting compressed next to the spring and it's not giving at all.
But then that's the fault of the pusher. That kind of sucks. Huh.
Well, I mean, like, we've had these pushers, like, since the Strife. Like,
but
they don't really
like
require
you said,
that much power.
Not till you get a dart that's pushing up on it at a certain strength. I guess it's reached its threshold, maybe.
Even then, put a ramp angle on the pusher, so it's like this. So if it pushes the wedge, so it can still go back out.
Hold on. That's probably why the Mark III doesn't have a problem with it, because it is angled and it like comes down.
Yeah, it's a wedge.
Yeah. On this one, it's actually a bit of a hook because of space constraints. He actually has it to where it swings up.
Got it.
Because I don't think I'd have any issues on anything I have built, just because everything I have is like a Worker full auto pusher or something with like a nasty return spring that basically I have to reinforce the peg it rides on or it breaks it. So,
like I said, the thing that's probably going to be affecting it the most is going to be sidearm class flywheelers like this, where you have to have it extremely compressed and extremely tight and compact, where you don't have enough time for a tension spring. You got to have a compression spring, which is the type of spring that's used in this, and just you have like no room to work with. I think I could probably put a tighter spring on here, but I'm not sure I would like that.
Chef, what are you working on currently?
The slab.
Nice.
I'm going to be ordering the hardware pretty soon from Mixmaster.
Very cool. Isn't I think Boomstick Mods is working on the slab as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because it's one thing I like about it. It's something different. I mean, it's not like a pump action or something like that.
Andrew, do you know? Have you met Wes before?
Excuse me.
Have I met
Chef?
No, we haven't
not
met
formally.
Yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
Y'all
formally.
must have talked. You must have talked to him before. I was like, "How's he know Chef?" You know, Chef helps run a club in Virginia Beach, not too far away from me.
Oh, okay. No, I'll be honest. I was just looking at the username, and everyone else was calling him Chef.
Right on. And he's actually a chef, as well. So
nice.
That's what he does.
At one point, I did think he was France, because France is the chef too.
Yep.
But then I saw him and I was like, that's not Josh.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
I hope you don't mind Wes. Wes does a lot of what I see most from him are just every iteration of silly butts. He's got all the silly butt stuff. As soon as it's out, I'll see
You're
like
a silly butt fan.
yeah, I'll see a prototype out, and then I guess he's on the Discord for silly butts or whatever, where he talks to him often. And he'll be printing it. I'm like, that's been out for like an hour, and he's already like trying to print one out.
Like
Yeah,
this one.
that is what Boomstick does as well.
Oh, they're probably talking to each other then in the Discord.
Andrew, did I see
They
a
probably
second
are.
worker Swift in there?
Excuse me?
I know. I saw
see a
that.
second worker Swift in there?
Mine?
Yeah, because I have one of yours, and then I saw another one that you were. We lost somebody.
No, I don't think
so. I swear, I thought I saw another one.
Louis.
Yeah, I have 2 worker Swifts because I ended up losing that back screw. Or no, not the screw, the back cap, which you don't even have anymore because I lost it again. So I ended up getting a second Swift just as a backup, but also so I could switch that back cap onto the one that you have for me right now. But then I ended up losing both, so it's just like. I will say that the Swift, that one, I'm running the 1.4, the 1.4 spring and the medium barrel that came with it, and it's hitting 220, just above 200, no problem, no whirly birds, no nothing. So it's a little frustrating that the one I gave to you, that's running the 1.8 and the long boy is having issues. But you said you got the worker scar to fit on it perfectly, right?
Yeah, if I could get it off of this one.
So the worker scar that I have does not fit on it. It's a loose fit.
Shit. You mean this guy?
Yeah. So so I guess I just got to get one that fits, and you said that should take care of it because I would love to run the Swift. Actually, I shouldn't say that. The 76 is tough to beat, and also I'm not a big Springer guy.
It's okay. So it's not going to be a tight fit because it's engineered for you to be able to like swap it on and off. But if you try and hold on, let me go grab the damn thing.
So when I put mine on, it's loose, and I had to E-tape it on there.
It's kind of snug on mine.
So maybe I just have. But what's funny is I think I got that scar with the Swift. It came with the Swift to begin with, and it fits no problem on the other barrels that came with the Swift. But on the long boy, it's loose, and I have to tape it. There's my baby.
When y'all were talking about the Mark 2.1, I actually prefer the silhouette of the first one, the MK2, was the faux barrel attachment. I actually removed like the little clip on the side and I just take that off. But I really like that. I really dig that squared off front silhouette that it brings. So I'm gonna see if I can mod mine to like. Actually, I'm gonna try to get this into it to extend the internal mag. And then I'm going to try to extend the barrel out of the front of the blaster and try to put, like, I guess a worker scar barrel on it, housed inside of the faux barrel and run it like that. And I'll probably do that before I get an MK 2.1, to be honest. It just kind of gives me motivation to mod something I already have. I don't know. I guess I have a different take when new stuff comes out.
So Jared, when I put that scar on that blaster and I would fire, it would pop off sometimes.
The worker scar would?
Because I'm trying as hard as I can to like whale this thing off, and it's not moving.
Can you fire around?
But you're saying from air pressure, right?
I have no idea. And then again, I literally had to E-tape it on there, which I assume affected the performance as well, and just didn't give it the spin it was supposed to get.
That shouldn't have a huge problem.
How many of those you got?
3.
Sell me one.
Oh, you mean the barrel?
No, the scar.
No, I only got the one.
Oh.
Yep, hadn't come off.
It hasn't loosened up or
Interesting.
anything.
However, I will say this: it is a little loose. So, what I would actually recommend doing, which is what I'm doing right now,
I mean, that's basically what I did before.
don't use E-tape. Don't use E-tape. Huge mistake.
Double
Use
tape.
Teflon tape.
Yeah, I normally use Teflon tape underneath the scar barrels if it needs it.
Mhm.
Makes it much easier to get off. You put E-tape on that thing.
There's Scotch tape on this thing.
Scotch tape, awesome.
That might have been from me at some point too.
If you put, I mean, E-tape works, but if you put E-tape on something you're expecting to remove, was that like finish that's on the E-tape that's like rubbery and very frictiony, you know, like rubbery, it's probably going to be really hard to get that thing off if you snug it on there real tight. But like with Teflon tape, it'll just rip off.
There we go.
And you took it outside for long distance and you didn't get any whirly birds?
Yep.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I was able to hit the mailbox.
And then
From the back of the driveway.
no, I mean if all I need to do is get a new scar that fits and then just add a little Teflon, then I'll be happy. The other problem I have with the Swift is that the spring screw somehow manages to unscrew itself eventually, always. And it might be because of the spring load, but after some use, I always have to tighten it back up. Yeah, is that what happened? Because it sounded like it was a little loosey-goosey.
Andrew, I appreciate that you're a skeptic. I thought of that like when you said, I believe it when I see it. Like you're a skeptic predicated on your own personal experiences. Like, I got to see it. You're just not going to believe like the norm or rumor or something like that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It did get loose. Huh.
Yeah, so I don't know what that is, honestly. I'm assuming maybe adding some Teflon there as well might help. But
absolutely. I was literally about to say that, but I'm also tightening it really goddamn tight with this thing
but
right now. I don't think it's going to move.
It shouldn't come loose, you know, especially for something that price and that's injection molded and should just work out of the box.
Okay, I don't think you'll be able to get this one out now.
Well, I want to switch springs at some point.
It's a little late for that.
All right, that's fine. I have the other Swift.
Oh, Lordy.
Damn it, I was going to buy that one off of you.
So now I have a 300 FPS Swift, and then I have my 200 FPS Swift,
well,
I guess.
Remember, I can't chronograph this thing because Jason stole my Crony.
Zelkos?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not intentionally, because he has the exact same model, so he picked it up thinking it was his. And then found his and picked that one up too.
You took the muzzle off, right?
The what?
You have the muzzle for the Swift as well, right? You just took it off?
Oh, yeah, it's in there.
Okay, just making sure.
No, I totally just stole that and put it in a corner, even though I can't use this thing for anything.
Yeah. Have you guys got any chance to try the Swift out?
No, I was on early. I think before you got on, I was explaining I'm not a huge Longboy fan, so I'm like, I don't like dislike it, but I'm not going to spend money if it's not my preference, I guess.
I mean,
literally the only reason I got it was because I heard that you could upgrade it easily by spring swap and barrel swap to get it to 300. That's the only reason I got it. Plus, the price wasn't too bad.
For what it
when
does,
I got it from last. Yeah.
There's also a new plunger tube. I mean, not plunger tube, plunger rod. Excuse me. That's supposed to be a lot lighter than the one that's in the Swift.
Oh, really? I might have to take a look at that. Does it affect performance at all, though?
Nope. It actually increases. It's like it's about like maybe $12, $13 for it.
You're gonna have to send me a link to that.
Yeah, Andrew, if you want to, if you need advice on like tuning blasters to a specific FPS, Chef is a really good source for that because he has everything, and he's always trying to tune it to something specific, like 200, even though it will shoot 250 plus. So He's got a really good knowledge for that, especially if
Chef,
it's a
you and I
3D
would get
pipe
along.
springer.
Chef, you and I
you
would
and
get
Jared
along.
would get along for sure.
Where the hell did that friggin'
Slant fire.
Where did I?
Is that
What did you lose?
Ah,
And I
there
hope
it is.
it's not
Found
what
it.
mine.
did you just show, West? You said something with
It was
slam fire.
the
Talon claw.
Talon Claw slam fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw your vid on that.
Okay, here's the thing. I think it's cool that people have made conversion kits for every single like caliber and talon claw and that kind of stuff. There's even one for the U-burn, and Evan's like, you should get a slamfire kit for that. I don't want to do it because I don't want to snag my cheek with the thing.
I think
Like-
Chef's thing is like not the fact that like he really needs it. It's the fact that it's out, so he has to do it.
Oh no, it like
That's pretty, Chef. Can we get a firing demo of that by chance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hold on for a minute.
Are you allowed to fire in the house?
Yeah. Oh, I own the house anyway, so it's my house.
here's the thing. You do that, but like in order to get to my scope, I'm like right here, and it's the conversion kit's going to be right on top of this, and of course on top of that, I wouldn't be able to use the red dot sight I have on the side for whenever I get right up on top of somebody and should not use the scope.
That's completely flat here.
For the U, for the caliber in U, it's a lot bigger.
You're gonna slam fire for us, right, Chef?
What spring load you got in there? Oh, there we go.
Very cool.
Cut down K25.
Cut down.
Max of 16 coils.
What do you hit? Are you hitting? Is that a 200 FPS blaster?
About 200.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of their games
Very
are geared
cool.
towards 200, so he's always tuning right at 200.
I got this.
Do they only make the slam fire kit for the Talon Claw, or is there one for the Caliburn and all the other ones?
There's one for all the other ones.
There is. I did not know that.
On it's on Thingiverse.
What is what's involved in what additionally is involved with those?
Magwell, upper magwell, you have to change it, and then your rear area you have to change. But it's like doesn't take that long really to print them out. So
okay. So just a couple additional prints and that's it.
That's pretty much it.
Huh. Interesting.
And the unique thing about it is that you can take it. You can actually disengage the slam fire if you don't want it.
How do you disengage it?
By elastic or rubber band.
Interesting.
I'm guessing.
Louis, are you working on anything?
No, I have all of my spotting equipment and glasses I'm working on packed up because of the renovation of our house. It's not going to happen according to our contractor until August. I'm like, can I bring him back out so I can work on him? And I'm like, no, because it's a hassle putting him back in packing. So, but I did fool around with my Sentinel today and to do that Arnold Schwarzenegger flip. Because I saw
oh, you mean from Terminator?
In action. Yeah, the Terminator. So I was like, man, this thing is hard to do. And it's a stock blaster. There's nothing changed on it.
Yeah, that metal priming bar hurts even with stock.
Yeah.
After a little while, it digs in.
Andrew, you said you wanted fastback sights, right?
Say that again?
You said you wanted. I almost took out my monitor with this thing. You said you wanted a set of fastback sights, right?
Fastback.
I wanted a set of what?
Fastback sights.
I don't know what
that I made for the ones that I made for France.
I got to be honest, dude. I don't think I've seen them, to tell you the truth.
We were talking about it 2 weeks ago.
I think. Have I seen them though?
I don't think so. You said you wanted a set.
Yeah, I mean, I will take a set. I will not say no to stuff.
So, if with this thing up here, I threw the other end of the sights back onto here, so like the first end is sitting somewhere in the case.
You have
in other words, I got you.
You have a pic of the fastback sights. Isn't that you on screen share?
They're on his site right now.
You're on. I got your screen share loaded up. So.
That's on Fusion 3. Actually, no, I could probably just show you the file. Where is it?
Danny, can you imagine if you had a 3D printer?
Oh, dude, I don't think my wife would like that very much.
That
would kill date night. All you would hear is
mine are actually dead silent.
Yours are pretty silent. Well, I'd probably get a pretty cheap one, so it's gonna be loud.
Yeah, and they're
even with
they have the silent board on it, so it's
I'd want to be able to afford a decent one. You know, like
these guys.
I wouldn't want an Ender 3. I'd want like an Ender 5 or something. You know, or a Prusa.
So those are the fastback sights I was talking about last week. They're basically the standard Captain Slug sights, but they're modified so you can put a piece of filament into the little holes in there. So you can either make a translucent filament, you can make it some other color.
Oh, okay.
That's high contrast. Originally, I was trying to make it so that I could fit tritium vials in there and actually make night sights. The only thing I would change is I would raise them up slightly, because they're a little low profile. We're talking like really low. I mean, on the Worker Swift, they actually work pretty well. No pun intended. But for something like a Caliber, and they're too low down to the rail.
Yeah, if your aiming was one eye, it might not be too bad. Some people I don't know. I do both. Sometimes I'm aiming with both eyes and leading with my left.
I do both eyes.
You do both eyes, and then sometimes certain blasters it kind of requires.
He does both eyes because Jesse made him do it.
I think both eyes is a little more accurate as far as your whole field of vision and centering. But it depends on the blaster and how it can get lined up. To be honest.
That feeling when you lose your mouse stylus. And that's how you have to use your computer. This is not good.
Who's that dropping in? Blind Scythe is Michael Gonzalez. Is that you, Michael?
Building land in the region. You want to explore everything. No.
Andrew, what are you watching?
What am I watching?
Yeah, I was like, what was that?
That's right.
Ghost
he just
Adventures House Calls.
That's right. He just leaves the TV on in his bedroom while he's throughout the rest of the house.
Background
noise. It makes the animals feel better about themselves.
But yeah, I'm super excited to use this stupendously heavy thing at APOC. I threw the bipod onto it because I knew I was going to use it. Because I wish I had it last year.
Are any of you guys going to APOC?
Unfortunately, I'm not going anywhere.
Boo.
Nope.
I know.
Well, it's all the way in. It's all the way in August. It's August 6th, actually. So you've got time.
Okay, so maybe that could be a maybe, Andrew. I'm trying to.
That'd be great. I mean,
somebody's got an event in Maryland on July 9th.
Yeah, Maryland Nerf Herders is on the 9th, and then it's back-to-back with DMV Nerfers the next day on the 10th.
Yeah, I couldn't get the 10th off, but I may be up there on the 9th.
Well, you should, because RJ and Bree are going to be here.
I know. I talked with RJ.
Wait, they're coming back on the 9th and no one told me?
Yes, they're going.
They're
going to
coming
be
for
at
the
both
back-to-back.
events. Yeah, they'll be at both events.
And France is coming to DMV as well.
See, I won't be at that one. I got to work.
Andrew, can I bum at your place on the night of the 9th?
So I got to figure that out, because I may already have Evan or Dan with Dude the Dog staying. But if I do, or if I'm not, you're more than welcome to.
I know RJ and Bree offered me to stay at their place when they came, their hotel when they came back last time. I'll probably just ask them.
Yeah, you can ask them. They don't. Yeah, you might be able to ask them. Jesse and Justice might have available space as well.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak for them, though. Of course.
I'll ask around. But either way,
Yeah.
I definitely want to try and make it up to both of those, which means Danny carpooling is not an option. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Or you could just stay at. Oh no, I was gonna say you could just stay at Danny's, but that's the
I was
opposite
about to
direction.
say that is
By 3 hours.
that is counterproductive. That is further away, believe it or not.
So there's too many
I'm a-
people here already.
Like I have to drive. I'd have to drive
Further
20,
south,
25. I have to drive 25 minutes on 295 southbound,
Yeah, because you live.
and
north
then we go back up on 295 and on 95 and blah 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 blah. Anyway,
I am
So,
currently
I guess
working
you're-
on my latest TikTok video. If anyone cares, which I
I-
will be posting momentarily.
I don't have.
I guess you're
TikTok.
stealing
I've-
my.
I've
I guess you're
held
stealing my
strong, and I have
worker.
no TikTok.
It's probably a good thing.
My wife. My
Andrew,
wife sends
do you
me
just wanna-
TikToks.
Andrew, do you just want to pay me for the worker barrel that I just slapped onto there and probably not going to see again?
When am I seeing you next? I'm seeing you on the 9th.
Yes.
It's only a couple weeks away. And I mean, it's up to you. If you don't mind, I'll definitely buy it off of you.
All right.
I don't know. What are you going to do, though? Don't you need one?
I've got an Armod scar.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
The Armod
Did you
scar,
try
that's
the
a strong-
Armod scar
it's a strong
in
scar.
that?
I couldn't get the thing to work. I couldn't on. There is not a single setting on this thing that would have gotten it to go properly. On top of that, I think the longer version of the R Scar puts too much twist onto it, and it's like the short boy. I love the short boy, honestly, because it puts
So
just
I
enough
have-
twist on
I
there.
have a short Armod as well.
Hey, what scar are you using on yours, Chef? On your Swift?
Oh, yeah.
Because that
Worker one, or it's a worker one that just
like the old school one or the newer ones was 8 to 12 lines.
That looks like the same one Jeremy
The old school
put on.
ones.
old school one, or I'll use my Trivecta one.
The Trivecta one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard good
What's
things about that one.
what spring and barrel are you running on yours, Chef?
On which one? Oh, on the Swift.
Yeah.
1.8.
And the long boy?
Yep.
And no issues?
No issues. It's just after about one shot, after about one shots or one hits or whatever, my arm starts to hurt.
Okay.
There is a blue and white version of the Swift. Excuse me. That's my
they
perfect
came out with a
color
few
palette.
different versions. And then do you have issues of the end cap screw, the spring screw working its way out ever?
Nope.
It's so weird because both of my Swifts did the same thing.
I got my Swift.
And literally the spring would pop out eventually, and then that's how I ended up losing the end caps on both of them. Is that
What?
the screw? Yeah, the screw worked itself out and it just
I
popped off.
guarantee you that cap is not coming out. Not after how much I tightened it.
Okay, good. I don't want it
And
to.
mine never backed out since I have the long boy barrel and the 1.8 spring in it.
Where'd you get yours from? I got mine from Foam Blast, both of them.
I got my Swift when it was on sale. Surprisingly, when everyone basically slept on it, I got it on Amazon for like $150 on Amazon.
Huh.
Nice.
Okay.
And they jumped it to $189. All together, I think I spent like $170.
That's good.
And then
Yeah, I think.
Next thing was the barrel.
Yeah,
I got
next
that.
question.
I got that from
AK.
Of Choice or something like that on SD.
Okay.
Hey, Louis,
Yeah, I think I just got mine from.
Is that Michael
Blaster
on?
Mod.
Was no video and no sound? He's blindsided.
Blue Ranger.
Blindsided.
I got sound, but
He was on. His mic was off the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that or not.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you, Michael. Oh,
Yeah,
you didn't know your mic was off.
No, I
we
knew
can
my
hear you.
mic was off.
Oh, you
I
knew,
wasn't. I
okay.
wasn't planning to speak yet.
You can hear.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, we can hear. You.
I'm just waiting until I can get downstairs to my laptop. Right now, I'm waiting because my son hasn't fallen asleep yet.
Oh, gotcha. Gotta be dad. I get it. My kids are old enough to where I ignore them a lot of the times, unless they need me.
I wish.
they'll need me when they need money. They're 12 and 16, so 12 and 16. They don't spend that much time with Dad anymore.
12 and 16. Wow.
Yeah, the 12-year-old's been a teenager for 2 years. I feel like.
What you have them when you were like 10 years old, dude?
Oh no, I turned 45 this year.
No, I know. I'm just teasing.
I know. I was like, well, thank you. I feel like I still look young, so thanks.
It's our Asian complexion.
Right?
Yes, Asian
right?
thing. Yeah.
It helps. It helps a lot.
44 next month.
Yeah, we're all. Oh, one of the things I was saying was why I always mention Chef is this. I only played with him one time down in Virginia Beach, but man, the only person that was tagging me out consistently over and over again from like 100 feet away was Chef, and he doesn't move. He stays behind the same tree in the corner where he has like this nice field of vision where I'm darting around the trees and he's just tagging me as soon as I round the corner almost every time. So I can't not respect what he's doing to his blasters if he's tagging me, like, because nobody else was really tagging me consistently. It'd be random tags, but I'm like, if I got tagged 2 or 3 times in a row,
that's because it's been almost 2 years, maybe 3 years since we've been in a game together. Well,
also, no, I'm a good moving target. I think he just sits in his front yard and plinks targets all day, to be honest, Jeremy. I think he has a lot of practice.
Chef, I actually have
RVA up and running again, and then we got to make a trip down there and all play together at the very least. If you don't make it up to Maryland,
No, I'm gonna make it up before the summer's over. Just freaking
Chef,
work
I actually
and
have a
stuff.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What kind of lubricant do you use for your plungers?
I use I'm an old school RC racer, 1/10 scale, so I use 100% silicone.
Oh,
Yep. I knew you were gonna pull that out, Danny. I just grabbed that the other day too.
It works freaking great.
I
It
use
does.
Super Lube silicone oil.
Yeah. This is
Astro
It's exactly what you think, brother.
RC. Yep.
like I know
This one
people
I
have
used
used
to
KY jelly,
So purposeful.
but it gets real tacky over time. But this stuff
Yeah, that's the
holds
thing.
up.
I used to
KY
use
jelly?
silicone grease as opposed to like straight up oil, and then I noticed that it slowly gunks up over time. It's
Yeah.
like it's great for the first few shots, and it's great to preserve air pressure, but it introduces a lot of friction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed about it when I started using the 100% silicone, shock oil, basically. One thing I like about it, it goes from different thicknesses. Right now for this type of weather I have it at a low one. I basically run for low when it's like 25, and then for winter I run like maybe about a 35 to about 40.
Mm-hmm.
I never had any problems with it.
So you use different ones according to weather.
Yep. Just
Anyway,
like this one. This one I'm testing right now.
So I actually do have to go to bed soon because I gotta be up in the morning because I'm driving.
It's all
somewhere.
good.
you're going to Baltimore, right?
Yes, I'm going to Baltimore Pride with Neil and with Sam. She's able to make it down.
Sweet.
Nice. I heard she wasn't able to, and that she is now. So that's cool.
I was hoping that she'd be on
so-
the stream because you mentioned she got added on here.
I mentioned I would send her the link. She has not clicked it yet.
Oh, it's all good.
I'll talk to her about it at some
It's
point.
whoever's
get her on there
available. It's just a big hangout thing. No obligation.
Andrew, I'm pretty sure if you sent her the link and then you realize, oh, there's more than one person asking her to do it. But yeah, I just think she's chilling out for the night, so I wouldn't disturb her. But anyway,
We'll get her on there eventually.
Anyway, so this is what I've been working on that I'm currently streaming on there. It's basically the BlitzSaya / WarpSaya, but the BlitzSaya files are available on Thingiverse, the actual step files, so you can modify them in parametric form without having to go into Tinkercad or some shit. And the biggest changes I made to it were converting into WarpSaya so that way it's actually a 4-piece magazine system as opposed to like 2 different pieces that could potentially crack at the bottom. I also left a little bit of space down at the bottom for top loading if you ever want to use these for HVZ. And the other modification I did was this little spline junction right here. I actually got these different spline designs from Cobalt. So that way I would actually be able to implement these in the mag designs. I do think I made one slight little oopsie as far as putting these designs in here is concerned. I think I'm going to have to alter the angle of it just slightly so they're not like conflicting and I have to turn it a little bit, but I can easily modify that. I could actually do it right now. But yeah, that's what I've been working on lately. And right now I'm going to have members of Paradox test them out. And I've also I will be sending the file to Cobalt as well, since he technically contributed to this. Like, without this, it would have taken forever for me to design this and figure it out. But yeah. The main idea, I actually have to credit Jed for this because he's the one that thought of it, is he kind of wanted sort of angled mag holders, kind of like a samurai with a katana or something like that. And I'm like, that is not a bad idea. So I decided to do it.
Is Michael? I don't know if Michael's on. Michael, when's the next round? The HVZ start.
Yeah, I've been slacking on getting that narrative going.
You're good, man. That's why Louis started cracking up.
You know what we should do? Is we should make our own lockdown HVZ within this group, and that's something we do during the stream.
That'd be cool. I mean, you guys can pretty much just join the lockdown HVZ. I mean, it's already up and running. You know, maybe we can get this on somehow where, we could all man, we could do live lockdown HVZ. Who wants to think of a game type for that?
We can. We can do more of,
you can't cheat then.
No. That's right. One of the things that we learn in our HVZ is usually the last day of the game. Traditionally was something called Last Stand. And so I kind of gave it the idea is that it's like the last hurrah, whoever can survive it. The idea is like a sudden death gauntlet. So normally in the game, you get like 3 darts to try to take down a zombie that's trying to bite you. In the final stand, you're relegated to just 1 shot per bite. So 1 miss, you're gone. And you can easily get bit by multiple players. So I was telling Louis the other day that in a game that I wasn't running before it got swapped over where I took over, I got into a final stand and I had 13 zombies to defend against in the last one, and I survived it. Oh, wow. Just 13 back-to-back one-shot drops. So
we'll be
it's doable. You got to be like focused, like you're trying to like win it.
So we're gonna start handicapping Michael.
No, I'm totally down for us to do a live lockdown HVZ during these live streams, just for shiz and giggles.
Yeah, I mean, I even talked on No Nerf BS about posing like maybe like a weekly, not weekly, but like a monthly challenge to see whoever like participates, and they just submit their video, just to see, who would, and then we pick out like, I don't know, it would be something like 5 targets. You got 12 shots. How many can get them in 5 shots? How many can get them in 7 shots? And pretty much rank each player by, their best abilities, or if they're rank F, they failed out of the challenge. And every month you have a chance to bring yourself out of your current rank and into the next rank by the next challenge.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, something we're trying to implement. He's trying to do a little more digging around about it, but it's something that's potentially may go out.
Are you talking to Jared about it?
Yeah, over on the on the Nerf LBS.
I'll vouch for that. I'll chat Azir up about that and see if we can make it happen.
Yeah, because I thought about it. Because one, it's a good way to to just promote the game itself. My idea or future ideas for the game is that outside of lockdown is that other people are playing too. And eventually, you know, we're not the only ones that are running it. There's other people that they could go play with, and eventually, like, it'd be really cool to like keep stats and find out like some of the best players, so that people have like something to aspire to, in a sense. Now I can see it going the best during the fall season, fall winter, since no one gets to really play in person unless they're at like a, you know, CQB event kind of thing.
We play the
so
fall,
that I mean, usually that's when I would see like the bigger influx of players wanting to play.
Yeah, plus daylight saving. It gets darker out earlier too. Some people do more indoor activities or just stay home.
Well, when's daylight savings? Daylight savings is November, no?
No,
October.
daylight savings isn't a thing
October.
anymore. Remember?
Oh, they got rid of it. It's the first year.
Yeah, they got rid of it.
It's the first year of no
Is
daylight
this the year that
savings.
they're getting rid of it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. It went through Congress.
Yeah. So the time it is
Okay.
now is the time it is now, all year round.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot
I
about
heard they
that,
were
Jeremy.
doing something about it, but I didn't know they actually went through with it.
Yep, they signed the act into law a couple of months ago.
I'm excited, dude. Daylight saving messes me up every single time.
It's like the one useful thing Congress has done in the last 20 years.
I'm probably gonna wanna. I mean, you guys can still. I can actually still leave everything running, but I'm probably gonna turn in around 10:30 or so. That's in like 12 minutes.
No,
or
that's
something.
fair. I have an event tomorrow myself, so
it's
that's a
Saturday.
good
All
idea.
you guys got events tomorrow. I got work tomorrow. Sorry, that's the jealousy part, Andrew.
I don't have an event till Sunday, so tomorrow's taking care of the kid.
Oh, y'all have an event on Sunday? See, I can't go to that one either.
Don't mind me. I'm just showing off my fish that I just got.
Oh, you got your fish finally.
Yep. I got one right here, and I got another one right there.
Nice. And they glow in the dark?
Yeah, but I don't have the UV light for them yet.
Yeah, it still looks cool.
Oh my god, I had a bunch of koi fish in my koi pond in the backyard, and there's this man, I can't remember what kind of bird it is. It's like a pelican type looking bird, but it lives near like fresh waters and stuff, waterways. But man, that big old bird came by and scooped up every one of those fish.
Oh, man.
Some of those fish were like 4 or 5 years old and getting pretty big too. And I'm like, come on, you ate all of them? You're that hungry? I mean, I had baby ones that ate the babies and everything. I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's bitches.
And they're endangered.
Not just
so
the men,
I can't hurt
but
them.
the women and the children.
Yes. But I read I can hang up like fishing line as like a deterrent because they don't like rough waters and they don't like a lot of obstacles. So if I do some fishing line wire like intricately around it, I could have saved them. But learning lesson, I guess. Nothing happened for like 5 years. So and then just that
Question,
one terrible day.
Did you copy the URL link and then share it to anywhere on Facebook by chance?
For the YouTube?
Yeah, so you just copied the URL from YouTube and then
copied
shared
it to the Richmond Nerf Club page as a Facebook post, and then and that's a public page, so nobody should have issue accessing links on there as a public page. And then I shared that post to like everywhere. But
okay, cool, awesome. I'm just curious.
But again, it's last minute, but it's still at least people were able to find it, and you know it's on my YouTube permanently, so I'll just leave it on there.
Oh, Andy, I have one slight suggestion.
What's that?
Yeah, it's on his channel right now. But I have a slight suggestion. Hover your mouse over to the bottom right corner real quick.
The bottom right corner of which window? The OBS?
Of the Discord window. Of Discord.
Discord.
Okay.
There should be an option for full screen over there, just so you can get rid of all the stuff on the left.
That's how you get rid of it. You didn't say that 2 hours ago?
You didn't ask. I had to leave the call.
You're good. I just didn't notice it. Here, I'm watching the YouTube stream right now. I want to see it change. Now I feel so dumb. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Man.
That's not a bad delay.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was pretty long earlier when I was testing, but
And
That was
there's a
pretty
bunch
long.
of fillets on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's perfect. That's a perfect setup.
oh yes.
The only other thing that you could potentially do is just some like custom Discord overlays, but that gets into the point where you would need to actually start coding and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to touch any of that shit with a 10-foot pole.
No, I've done very little coding
yeah.
in my life. A little bit of HTML.
Is there a limit to how many people we can have in the Discord video chat?
There is not a well. Okay, he can set a limit, which is currently set to 25.
Oh, nice.
But I think with Nitro, there is not a limit. Like if a server is boosted, there's no limit to how many people you can have in it.
I mean, I don't want 25 heads.
Yeah, that would be
speaking
crazy.
all at once.
That's
So,
too
yeah.
Nah, it's way too much, man. That's way too much.
But yeah, this setup, Jeremy, thank you for
You're right back, guys.
walking me through some of the setup on OBS. And then I couldn't get the audio to work. That was pissing me off.
What was the issue?
What's that?
What was the issue with the audio?
The audio. So the audio issue was a small option on OBS, and it was not. It would make sense that it would have been on Discord, because like I was getting video and everything, but I had to turn on. I had to add my microphone and camera as an option on OBS. And I'm like, I don't understand, because it's getting audio from Discord. So why would it need my mic and camera? But once I enabled an option for my mic and camera, the audio suddenly started working. So I was like, I guess that's doesn't make sense to me, but I guess that's what it was.
So the difference, how it works is it takes input and output sources. So it's your desktop audio. It automatically takes that as an output source.
But it's messing up taking my audio into Discord and then getting it over to OBS.
That's because you have to set the input from your microphone to OBS. It's already set up in Discord. It wasn't set up in OBS. It doesn't automatically take it from the program. It takes it from audio sources. So your microphone would not go into the desktop audio source. Otherwise, you'd be hearing it back at yourself.
Yeah, but I didn't know the separation in the coding. Like, it didn't make sense to me. But I get it now. You know that.
Yeah, it's by device, not by.
Yeah, mine is going to be separate and not be streamed directly from the Discord.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's working beautifully. I mean.
Yeah, better than last time, and now you can talk.
Yeah, this is way better than the Facebook. The Facebook Live is garbage compared to
mine.
I don't know.
The thing is that
was pretty dope.
The cool thing is that you can take this and you can do a Facebook live stream with it if you absolutely wanted to. I do think it's incredibly limited, especially because, like, I'm going to be honest, the only live streams I see on Facebook are like people playing video games that are like 5 years old, and they're from countries that I can't understand if they're either from India or from somewhere in the Middle East. It's literally just all of that. It's the people that couldn't make it big on Twitch, and now they're trying to make it big on Facebook.
They're all playing GTA mods all day long.
They're playing GTA mods. They're playing the Avengers game.
Yeah.
They're playing shit.
I looked into doing a Facebook Live. Now I stopped because I was running out of time and spent way too much time tinkering on software. But I have to make I had to make a Facebook content maker page off of my personal page in order to, at least the instructions I saw was OBS that I found right away. The easiest way was to make a Facebook content creator page and I guess link OBS that way. And that would have been the most viable way. So I'll look into it again, and then, I mean, all of it seems like I just have to
something for next time.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the Facebook stream because we can't see like the comments coming in from that immediately, and be able to interact with the audience that way.
Small note with that. You can add the live stream chat in Open Broadcaster from wherever source you want to do, like either from Twitch, from YouTube, or anything. It is, you can do that pretty easily.
But are the other people on the stream, like on the Discord channel, going to be able to see it, or only the streamer is going to be able to see it? See what I mean?
Only the streamers, but that's not going to stop people from opening the page because when you get that comment or when you get that when you get the chat feed, everyone else should be getting it at the same time. So all they got to do is keep the chat open. You could also screen share it.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was looking at the screen share. Oh my gosh, I had a hard time also with I can't even remember what I changed, but when I first loaded it up, the OBS was cropping the Discord, and the Discord wasn't centered, and it would only show like the top left of my Discord screen. And I don't even remember what I clicked on, but man, that was about 20 minutes of just looking at options and settings and like trying to figure it out just so the video would
Yeah,
Well,
I would have come by and set it up
we learn and we do better next time. So
yeah, I would have come by and set it up myself if you didn't
Sorry.
currently have the Rona.
I seem
Danny's
fine.
got the Rona. Aunt Rona's in town.
I still have not gotten it yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah, just some Tylenol and rest.
Come here.
It's the second time I've gotten it in 2 months. It's like crazy. I don't even know how
You
I
know
got
how
it
you
again.
got it?
No, like my wife had it the first time I got it. She works in the school system. She's a sped teacher in the county. And so I assume I got it from her the first time. But I mean, that was 2 months ago. Most people have antibodies where you don't have symptoms. And when you get it, you're good for like 4 months, you know? But I'm like 2 months later, I got symptoms again. My throat is scratchy and I got a fever and I feel like crap a little bit. So I'm like, great. But I don't know. I'll quarantine for a few days and I'll mask up and then that's that. That's life right now.
Yep.
There is a chat bubble on the top right corner. And you're not, like, if right now on Danny's screen, since he's on a full screen, if he presses that, will we not see that?
Show chat.
I mean, on my screen, there's like a chat panel.
There's a chat panel,
right
but it's
side
for
of
the
my screen.
local Discord. It's not like hooked up to anything else.
Oh,
So,
gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
So it'd be our group basically.
Yeah.
Got it.
There might be a way to do it. I just got to look into it.
Yeah, there are definitely ways to do it.
Like he was saying, screen sharing.
like-
I don't like he said again. Might need a more powerful PC for that, but could possibly screen share
Maybe.
Facebook. Because then that would just be an extra window, maybe on the Discord.
Well, bear in mind,
this is still better than what we had in the 80s and 90s, Danny, with three-way calling.
Oh, yeah. Dial-up modems, three-way calling.
Yeah. Very cool.
Anyway, I'm going to get some sleep.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, it's probably about that time.
Yeah, it's right around 10:30.
Yeah, it's about that time.
I really appreciate you guys
we had some pretty. Yeah, we had some pretty good discussions. I mean, I really like the Dart Zone discussion that we had.
I like just hanging out, man, and talking to people who have like interests. Because, like, if not, you're just kind of staring at your phone, right? Because that's where all of it is on my phone, and I'm like, well, guess what? I haven't touched in a while. My telephone, except for to read the comments if there are any. There really haven't been any. I think all the viewers are us looking for comments. Somebody might watch it later then.
Well, yeah, we should definitely try to get James. I don't know how to say Ridling or Ridling, one or the other. Ridling, probably.
Oh, I've tried to get him on stream so many times. He lives out in the woods. His internet connection sucks. So that's part of why he doesn't get on. But I don't know. Maybe we could. I mean, even if he just came on audio, maybe I'll talk him into, hey man, you can just do audio.
Yeah.
Man.
It'd be great if we got James, and then also Adam from Band Blasters, and maybe also Jared with Nerf and No BS.
Yeah, James Ridley,
as well.
That's a good call out. That is an elite modder that just is doing it by himself and just reading stuff and ordering stuff. I don't even know if he hangs out with anybody that does it. Just He's doing it by himself.
Yeah, he's got good vibes for sure.
Yeah, he's always making sick stuff where I'm like, oh man, that's the same but a lot different than what other people are doing.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Hey Andrew, I'm gonna share that link on the Hampton Roads Nerf group, Facebook group, and for that upgraded pusher for the
plunder?
Swift.
Just
Yeah,
you know what? Just send me a friend request on Facebook, and then just send me we can do it through DM.
Okay, cool. I can do that.
Cool. I appreciate that.
All right.
Right on. Well, thank you guys. Thanks, Louie. Thanks, Chef. I'm glad you came on.
Bro.
Thanks, Andrew, as always. Thank you, Michael. And I'll be looking forward. We'll be bothering you till we get that next round. I'm ready to shoot some 4-inch targets.
I guess I got time tonight to write it up. Because since there's only 3 of us left, there's only 3 of us left that are in the game. It's probably going to be a final stand so we can get the next game rolling in.
All right. I might be a player. I started off as a zombie on this one, or Dino.
Hey, you and I are gonna trade places.
Yeah, maybe I'll start as a player this time.
Human.
Player.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely down. I'm such a terrible aim that I'll just be a Zed anyways in the first round. So
hey man, you could aim. You could take some practice shots. Practice shots or not.
Again, get some practice in now before the next game comes in. 16 feet, 4-inch target.
Nice, excellent.
You know what you got to do? You got to drink. You got to drink a red Solo cup of beer. Once you finish it, make it a target. There you go.
Right.
Nice.
There it is.
I bowl better when I'm drunk too.
I like that. All right, man. Everyone have a fantastic evening. I will talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. Good night,
Yes,
guys.
definitely. All right, guys. And everybody cuts off.
Yeah. See you guys.